Tell that bitch to save my number in the phone under Bill Gates, you heard me? You heard me? I just need you to do for me what I need you to do for me, and I'ma come through when you need me, bitch. You heard me, bitch? Bitch, you heard me, bitch? Silk sweaters, dirty Berettas, and petty vendettas. Niggas was jealous, I get it, bring it, win it, whatever. Court dates and caskets, I'm trying to stay composed. Out on bond, on the run, will never sell my soul. Doing bad, I show them I can make a cool meal. At the lab, try to keep my name out the news reels. Or eat palms, and I know the feds across the hall. I got a bitch who licking balls, my back against the wall. All black photographs can speak a million words. One selfie with me and they think you're dealing birds. Louis Towers in the Gucci slides. Bill Gates still real when it's out of style. I want it all. Wing stops on every corner. I want them all and I'm about to build a Benny Hunter. Find out my dogs, $250,000 on a new appeal. They call me Bill Gates and they know the money real. They wanna know my name, I tell them Bill Gates. Just blew $100 million and I'm still straight. They started waving flags when the Rockets came. Then put 100 kilos on the stock exchange. Crack money, night sweats. Wake up in night sweats. Homemade key lime pie, we cut in slices. All my people eat at the table when we say our grace. One eye open for the truthers who wanna take my place. 12 disciples, I got 2 shooters, nigga, 10 body. Caught a few niggas living thinking that I ain't body. Thinking shirts, blood stains, come with the drug game. Cell phones tap fast, money and come stains. Public defenders say a number and you niggas tremble. Judge drop the mallet, man, well put a bullet in you. Louis Towers in the Gucci slippers. Bill Gates still real and I keep it shrill. I want it all. Wing stops on every corner. I want them all and I'm about to build a Benny Hunter. Find out my dogs, $250,000 on a new appeal. They call me Bill Gates and they know the money real. They wanna know my name, I tell them Bill Gates. Just blew $100 million and I'm still straight. They started waving flags when the Rockets came. Then put 100 kilos on the stock exchange. Cold cases, they wanna put me in the hot seat. Finger licking leftover lobster in the front seat. Niggas follow me in hopes of finding my stash box. In the ghost like the Pope, the all glass top. Look around, I smile at you as I'm looking down. Bill Gates, that red Chevy just be thumping loud. I put my niggas on their feet, we can't be fucking up. So fuck 100 bricks, flip 100 restaurants. I want it all. Wing stops on every corner. I want them all and I'm about to build a Benny Hunter. Find out my dogs, $250,000 on a new appeal. They call me Bill Gates and they know the money real. They wanna know my name, I tell them Bill Gates. Just blew $100 million and I'm still straight. They started waving flags when the Rockets came. Then put 100 kilos on the stock exchange. Y'all real niggas, we here. Shining shit on. The fuck boys make them wipe their hands to the front like the hoes they are. Bill Gates, oh. I got the money bag. I got the money bag. I got the money bag. Bill Gates. I got the money bag. I got the money bag. See, I told you I was gonna call you right back. Right back. First time I ever kept a phone, I kept it. I promise. I promise. I promise. You supposed to promise me. Promise. What you want me to promise you? Promise me that pussy. You know I'm supposed to be a new restaurant now. That's right.
Hold up. She keep calling me babe, I said that's not my name. $1 million, million followers, ho, that's not the same.
And I just washed up that chicken, baby, that's not cocaine. So how you get 200, you can get like 4 things. Get the G, fill the pill, stay with banana. I fuck with Sean Dunny, run the D, they Barry Sender.
Trophies, mantles, bill-ups, how she get handled. I pray my leg go over easy and I never scramble. She sent the text like, can we talk, bitch, I'm not Tevin Campbell. I walk in the naked and making the interest and know where the exit is.
We kick them doors out, ain't no room service, we ain't bringing no references. Got an oval office in my house, bitch, send me off like a president.
I'm talking Jefferson, Edison, Clinton, so much pussy look like I'm selling it.
And the police know that I'm selling it. I did a 1 and a 2 with the heroin. And my nigga was stitching, he telling it. I had to jump over war with the Mexican. Gotta give me a brand new plug. I run out the door and I'm out of my enemy. Yeah, this Google my government, but that's not my name.
$1 million followers, hope that's not the same.
And I just washed off that chicken, baby, that's not cocaine. Yeah.
I give you the game, I don't play for the love of the game, boy, I play for the rings.
Yeah. If you know that I got it as a side bitch, I ain't never gonna fuck with a man.
Better Alice Trebek, I don't answer this question, just but that's how far we done came. We're not one and the same, we can ride the same thing and I'm all the same.
These bitches, they want me to wife them, but I just want them good bitches, they know me, it's all in my bang.
Yeah. She keep calling me babe, I said that's not my name. $1 million followers, hope that's not the same.
And I just washed off that chicken, baby, that's not cocaine. So how you got 200, you can get like 4 things. Yeah.
God.
Blessings and peace, and welcome to another great episode of the God Hour. And I don't know if you gentlemen have heard the first two. You know, it's a classic. You know, this is going to be pretty much nothing less than that. You know, I promise you. I'm gonna warm it up and get things situated. You know, it's a lot of things to really discuss. You know, a lot of things that you know I can say that the Ice Turner experience is responsible for. You know, and you know, never really got the credit. You know, but it is what it is. You know, I have a lot of YouTube sons. You know, I probably have more sons than Roger Allen Curry, um, and who else? Got a lot of YouTube sons. Can't really think of anybody else. You know, because I didn't come in here saying, "Oh, I got the game, got the game." Nah, nah, nah. I came in and just said I'm the Ice Turner experience. You know, originally just Ice. You know, but YouTube wasn't jacking it. You know, they was trying to play a brother out, so I just put the turn on it and turned up. You know, that's how it usually go. You know, I just started adding things. I'm the one that really introduced Macology, and people are creating channels based on that. You know, on one end, they give me the credit, but then on the other end, they trying to like flip flop. But that's just how they carry it. You know how I carry it based on where I'm from Philadelphia. You know, I don't know if y'all really know that by now. Okay, we're the originators of the sound that's profound and 10 toes down. And I'm not really trying to rhyme. I'm just a real nigga. At the end of the day, I just do YouTube. You know, I'm just speaking from the brevity of my experiences. I don't really cam up. You can actually fly out to come see me. I'll take care of your little hotel fees and whatnot. You know, you don't have to see what I got, but you can actually see how I got it. you know, if you want that up close personal look, you know, seeing a real boss cut from a cloth that they don't really even make anymore. You know, now as far as with, you know, people coming out with certain things, yeah, I just came as I am. Like I never really been a passive person. I always spoke my mind. You know, always spoke on what I believe is true and exact. Right and exact. And kept the main things intact. And people kind of just piggybacked off that. At first I was upset. You know, people jocking the slang. They want to sound like they want to sound like me. You know, you from a whole different area. You from a whole different region. You know, you want to just try to sound like whatever I do. And I'm not even mad at that, man. But cats want to get a credit. But the thing is, you know, they just eat from the crumbs of my table, right? But crumbs can only make crumbs. You know, real players make cake. You know, I ain't got no Capital One debt. Okay, I made my way, getting to it. I don't owe anybody anything. If I do owe somebody something, then they could chalk that up as a loss. You ain't getting that back. Bottom line. Now, as far as women concerned, I didn't approach it in a way that everybody else approach it. You know, you know, I'm not a player. I just touch a lot. I touch a lot of you know, ends, no odds, you know. And you can see just based off of my experience that the spirit from it, you know, helps other brothers to, do the same damn thing, you know, and do it even better. How about that? Let me just put a tune behind, the background. Just let this shit play. Why didn't you let me? They not gonna let me bump this one. You play hate on me, and they hate on your boy, man. You know what else is new? You know, I was the first one with it. Introduce Macology, introduce this thing of ours. Introduce the Don Juan dialect. Introduce the the spectacular vernacular. I'm one of the best orators of all time. I'm not gonna say I'm the best, but I'm one of the best. How about that? Some other brothers that they really have it. You know, but I don't do this with a pen and a pad. This is all based on what I can recall. I just hit the record button and just talk to you. You know, what up? What up, Polo? What up, Polo? How you feeling? Another night. The brothers should be coming in momentarily. Should be coming in momentarily. You know, Now, a lot of people want to speak on things, man, but they need to give credit where credit is due because, the one that, you give credit to or the one that you felt as though inspired you to do certain things, I inspired him, you know. See, I'm your favorite uh, content creator, to pretty much steal from, to pretty much get, his thing from, you know. They wasn't born players. I was birthing them, and that's all facts, all facts, you know. There's no one can actually lace my shoe at the end of the day. Now, I said I put the bread up that y'all can't fuck with Top or fuck with Ray. I've been said it about me, but it's just I don't get any kickback. Whenever I say something, there's no kickback. It's a silence. As it's supposed to be. You know, and I'm not your top five. Honestly, I will tell you the truth. I'm not your top five. I lied. You know, the truth be told, I'm one, two, three, four, and five. Okay, you know, every track I hopped on, I murked it. Every upload, classic. You know, what else can we say at this point, man? And it's not really just me, pop my own collar, man. It's just putting things into proper perspective. You know, anybody, old, new, whoever you deem as, the Godfather, whoever you deem as the master teacher, whoever you deem as whatever the fuck you got going on in your mind, you know, I'm welcome to it, you know, and I put the bread up because guess what? Money talks and bullshit walks, you know, and a lot of times people tell they bullshit walking, you know, because they ain't on shit and they know what they saying ain't hitting on shit, you know. Look at the testimonies. I've only been here for a short period of time. I said, look, I'll give y'all 90 days. I'm gonna chop it up based on what I'm gonna give you the art of negotiation. The seven ways to create money. Other pieces. You know what happened. You got a lot of brothers. On a bike. On a new bike, living a new life. You know this is beyond what you would say. Improving. People. Right. I'm perfecting. Okay. I'm perfecting men over here. You know I'm showing men what they really are capable of accomplishing. You know Your future self is right now talking to you, telling you exactly what it is. You know, I inspire those that are trying to inspire you. and is trying to overstep me. It's just not going to happen, man. There's the reason why I put the senior on the name, you know. And it's like how Father Abraham had many sons, you know, and many sons had Father Abraham. Well, you know, Ice Turner has many sons, and many sons has Baba Ice. You know, I just want to see what people are talking about. You know, if we going truth for truth. You know, this is not now later shit. You know, I'm talking about now and hope to see it later. You know, if you want to really see it, man, book your flight. You know, drive your raggedy ass up here and see what's up. Definitely most high. You already know, brother. You already know. You know what I'm saying? It's the upper echelon. You know, as we said, 2021 is dimension talk. You know, everybody is, you know, rebranding themselves after the Mac era. Rebranding ourselves, not rebranding ourselves. We don't need to rebrand shit. You know, we just show up and do our motherfucking 1-2. Exactly. Praise to the Most High. You know, that be I. You know, praise to the Most Fly. You know, you know. All it really is over here is a winning culture, man, and people really want to be a part of it. You know. Now you can't really even go by the size of the channel, right? You got to go by the size of the impact. You know, it's a small channel, but yet, you know, my influence is all throughout. You know, YouTube, because guess what? I'm the few, you know, dudes is actually, you know, spitting and actually, you know, not only did it for real, but do it for real. You know, it's nobody like Ice Turner. You know, it's nobody like the other Ray J. It's nobody like Top. You know, there's another thing with people, you know, coming at Top neck, man. Top, if Top would have did this 6, 7 years ago, you know, he would be up there already, man. And it's just like people be giving all praise to him, but then niggas is trying to run around talk about, oh well, you know, I did this first. Nigga, Top been doing this shit since you was digging in the back of your Pampers, you know, asking your moms this was chocolate, nigga. Fuck out of here, man. Y'all niggas is bugging. Y'all niggas is always wigged out, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got something, nigga, but you know, your wisdom is errant. Okay? You know, over here this shit stick. This shit stick to your ribs like oatmeal. Timeless, precious. It was a timeless, priceless jewels. Exactly. That's what we do. It's timeless, priceless jewels. You know, clarity, cut, and class. You know, as I said before, we over masculinity, we on to divinity. You know, so you can't really put me into these little letters and shit. You know, I'm not really knocking anybody. You know, for saying whoever they are. You know, if you feel you're that way, then great. You know, congratulations to you. But at the end of the day, man, I came in as Ice Turner, and I'm going to leave this shit as Ice Turner. You know, and I'm going to leave with, you know, the strongest impact, the greatest impact. You know, and the funny thing is, I really haven't even, you know, begin to even put my heart into this. So imagine, you know, if I do, imagine what that would be like. You know, imagine if I really start to take this seriously. You know, the only reason why I haven't taken it this seriously because there's like other things making me money. You know, real shit. You'll see me begging, trying to sell you some shit. You know, eventually, you know, the product will be out. You know, if you buy it, you buy it. You don't. That's on you. I don't give a fuck. You know, I'm not missing no meals or any sleep. You know, and I get to hand select. You know, the shit that I want. You know, How many guys can say that, they have the women that they want in their life? Hmm? They have their type, they have their preference. And not only do they have their type and they have their preference, but you know what I'm saying, they're operating under the behavior that they're supposed to behave on. Okay? I don't get that motherfucking love and hip hop shit, that motherfucking basketball wives, Keisha girl turkey neck attitude bullshit, nigga. You bugging. You know? That shit don't compliment me at all. How do you deal with a chick, Ice? How do you deal with, that I don't deal with a chick, okay? The only woman that I've ever dealt with in my life, and that's when I was an infant, right, was my mother, okay? That's it. Other than that, you know, bras just dealt with me. You dig? What up, God?
Hey, what up? Back to you, God.
My man, I'm just living the life, baby.
Man, first and foremost, this is a new mic. How does it sound?
Oh, it sounds excellent, man.
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. Okay. I definitely can't wait to listen to this on the replay.
Oh yeah. It's already going, man. I just, what I'm saying, get the people pumped up, man. And we about to do this, man. We about to do it bigger than shit, man. Shy gonna be a millionaire by the end of 2021.
Man,
Polo gonna be a millionaire too.
it's part of your inheritance. It's part of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because of what we've been doing without all the wherewithal. Everybody got all the technology and microphones and things like that. You know, we
Mm-hmm.
haven't needed that. None of it.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, that substance is there. Like the
Mm-hmm.
old hip hop, like the old ciphers. Dudes didn't have all that high tech stuff. They were just in the basement, but they flows were fly. Ill.
Exactly. And it was the real science, man. It was the real cipher, the 360, the knowledge, wisdom, understanding. you know, and that's a substance over sizzle. What you got going on right now is the antics and shit. People got all these little, what I'm saying, doodads and gadgets and bullshit going on, man. Fluff, and then they take, they basically hot nose what we got going on, take crumbs from that shit and try to, spin it, but it ain't the same because when they hit that record, actually when they stop that record button, they go back to their miserable life. You know, it's only really three guys that can actually speak on a Mac life. You know.
Man, it's crazy because like check this out. Just getting back to this microphone just slightly, but still tying in with what you're saying. My first mic I got $5 from a Family Dollar. You
Mhm.
know, but yet it was the words that was spoken. It wasn't about the mic. And this
Mhm.
is just a slight upgrade, and
Mhm.
yet the words that are still being spoken. So it's like I think in the God hour, we seen how people put out, you see, with all their extra technology,
Mhm.
and yet we always at upper echelons, and just something like adding a mic to my arsenal. This
Mhm.
is nothing.
Mhm.
This little bit is nothing. It's like I guess where I'm coming from with this is like the guy that goes to the gym
Mhm.
just to look a certain way,
Mhm.
and yet you barely have to flex.
Exactly. The strength is there.
Yeah,
you know, it's like this, man. And cats tell you, oh yeah, get on your purpose, be on your best life, whatever like that. But they can't really tell you what it's like to actually, once you have those means, the shit that comes your way, right? And how you gotta basically, you know, protect your circle and you know, think for your circle, although the people within your circle are thinking, right? But you're thinking on top of what they're thinking on to make sure everyone's on point. But then you're also thinking on the people that's opposing the circle, right? They ain't really talking about that. and then they don't really see that it's because it's wishful thinking, just like on that end. But on the other side, right? I know what it's like to not have anything. I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like to really be, on both ass cheeks and then trying to figure shit out and then try to come up with a play. And then when you finally come up with a play, after what your 14th attempt, you got that one that working and it surprises you, you know. Then you go back to the drawing board with that, and then you create another one from
Yeah.
that, and then boom, another thing happens, and this is like, oh shit. Before I
Yeah.
couldn't do good, now I can't do bad. You know, a lot of these brothers. How many brothers can help? Say, brother shy, brother shy. I don't need to, keep speaking on it on a thing, man. But it's like what I'm saying, in that 90-day transformation, what I'm saying, he done copped up. I'm saying, grabbed him a V, grabbed him a loft, crashed his V and shit like that, was down and out. Like, how many brothers on here, how many quote unquote players or whatever the fuck these niggas want to call themselves, right, can basically coach them through that shit. You know what I'm saying? Had their first V and crashing that shit. And understand the process of what happens. Okay, all right, boom, you want to get better ones. Okay, boom, you learn from that. All right,
Man.
boom.
See, it goes back to this, and this is probably finna be another bombshell.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. Yeah, we hear all this talk about game, but my thing is people don't realize that sport and game are not the same thing.
Mm.
But they intertwine it
Mm-hmm.
to try to make it seem the same.
Mm.
See, I think what we're speaking on is definitely not game,
Mm-hmm.
but just that drive, that's more like a sport. That's more like this relentlessness. Like when I see Kobe, when I see Jordan,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't get better because they were thinking about the next person. They were thinking about themselves the whole time.
Right there. Mm-hmm. It's really, what the brother Ray J is talking about is tapping into that, to that higher self within you, that champion within, you know. And just like I came out with the champion game in the beginning with Shea Butter, you know, you see how that went, you know. But I ain't worried about that, man. Let them have it. I got too much shit. You know, I got too much, concrete experience. I got too much just experience, period, to really even, trip off these little weirdos. You know what I mean? These little niggas, you know, just trying to make it, trying to be somebody, man. You know, trying to be somebody but not be themselves. You know, you gonna go but so far doing that shit.
Yeah, cause see, they used to the game, but when it comes down to the sport, see, like did we really see who you are out on that gridiron? We see who you are out on that blacktop, that tarmac. You know what I'm saying? Separating the game from the sport. See,
Hmm.
I don't think people really understand like the totality of what is being spoken here. Um, your games comes from your simulations. Okay, get off the simulated game. Let's get into reality. Let's get out here on this tarmac, this
Hmm.
gridiron. Let's see if you can
Hmm.
really take a hit.
Hmm.
You know what I mean, that's sport.
Hmm.
You know,
Exactly. And if you take that hit, can you get back up? How quick can you get back up? You know, and if you liken it to that type of sport, right? What type of ball player do you see yourself as? You know, and I was the one that you know introduced Jordan to the space. You know, as far as work ethic, as far as being clutch, you know, and as far as even with that rhyme, it said, sometimes I dream that he is me, that I can be like ice. I brought that out. You know, these little niggas want to give credit to niggas that already told you who to give the credit to. You know, just like with Jesus, when I ask you niggas, who do you say that I am? You know, I just want to put things into proper context, man. You know, I'm not trying to step on any toes or any necks, but like, let's just stop playing with this shit. You know, let's stop playing with this shit.
Yeah, it's definitely clutch time right now. Do one even knows what clutch really is? I mean, if we really break down clutch, and then it goes back to what you said about the catch hand. You have to be clutch with the catch hand, no exception.
Hmm. Exactly. It's about what you catching in your hand too. You know, what you catching in your hands revealing what's inside of you. You know, the type of women that I catch in my hand, you know, benefits my other hand. You know, when I wash them together, you know, and give thanks to the Most High. You know, get to break this bread. You know, every woman in my life, you know, is benefiting me. In fact, everything in my life is benefiting me. You know, when you're really thorough, that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to, man. I always speak on that. Does it benefit you? You know, don't fucking allow anything in your life that does not benefit you. You know, my whole YouTube experience, right? Really, I was just toggling with this shit in the beginning. I was just, you know, new to the whole, you know, computer thing. You know, I did everything grassroots. So let me play with this, you know. And I wanted to be able to translate what's going on, man cave. I wanted to translate what I what I knew and what I experienced into this space. You know, the question is, how can I do that? You know, how can I make what I've learned, what I've discovered, what I've figured out, what I've suffered for, teachable? That's what I wanted to do. And, you know, eventually I figured it out. I didn't really, you know, I didn't necessarily ask a bunch of people. I didn't ask anybody, really. And no one really gave me the advice. No one really told me how to do this shit. I really had to figure it out for myself, just like everything else. What is it? Not necessarily everything else, you know, as far as, you know, being outside, you know, I had it in me. People, um, the older dudes seen it versus seeing the other guys around me that was my age because they were loud and, you know, just talking too much. They wanted to be seen, wanted to be heard. I was just quiet. You know, I just sat back and watched everything. You know, I spoke, you know, when it was my time and when it was necessary. And I didn't say that much. You know, they took a liking to that and they pulled me in, you know, share some things with me, you know, in increments, see how I handled it. Didn't really, you know, say anything else too much about it unless I had some questions, you know, put me in a few situations and just seeing how I was able to adapt and adjust. And, you know, I did well with that. And then, you know, they seen that I just wanted to be my own man. I didn't necessarily want to, you know, hold anybody's hand. I wanted to, you know, get it on my own. And they respected that, you know, and to this day, you know, it's a different type of appreciation, you know, and I'm seen as a peer, you know. I don't have any big homies, you know, but I became the big homie. You know, that's the real thing about it. I became the big homie.
Likewise, likewise.
Hmm. He said my catch hand on Benjamin Banneker. Oh shit.
Yeah, I got to get used to this voice cancellation with these headsets here. So I'm like, now I'm adjusting my voice. You know, the octaves, if you will. I just you know,
Hmm.
I actually had to take one of the
Hmm.
headset off my ear so I could balance my voice out, just in case I was sounding a
Hmm.
little bit too loud. But But yeah,
Mhm.
I'm glad you said I sounded well. My thing is, see, I think during that time, and I can somewhat say the same thing here, just because I pretty much I started on YouTube as like a raw energy, but it's still one of these things, like you said, when you get on these spaces and there's a certain message you're trying to put out there. But someone like you and me, I think it's on a different level because
Mhm.
it's not really about um, translating. That's one thing. But see, keep in mind, translating, that's basically making it to where people can understand you.
Mhm.
That's a higher level right there just on its own. However, take it to another level. You weren't just trying to translate, you actually were also transmuting what you had to put out there.
Mhm.
Basically, everything you're saying is going to change the environment around you with just what you said alone.
Mhm. Mhm. True story. And on top of that, man, um, when you're doing that, you gotta like what do you say? What does it say? Much is given, much is required, right? Or much responsibility is required. You can't just be on this mic and just be saying things, right? You have to be conscious of what you're putting out there. You know, you have to be conscious of, the effect that it's going to, create. You know, I'm planting seeds you know, inside the minds of, young men, older men, to actually, you know, make their lives a lot better and different than what it is, and what it was. Oh, D, respect, man, cave, respect. You know, so this is the space that I really want. You know, I would like for other, people that are creating, you know, content, is to be mindful of what you're doing, right? Don't just do it for the money. Yeah, the money is cool, whatever, like that. Yeah, the popularity, the fame, everything like that. Yeah, it's good. You see certain people blow up, they rebrand it, market, or whatever, like that, right? You know, but don't get lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? Be mindful of what you're doing. Be mindful of what you're putting out there. You know, everything is a choice, and on top of that, you have to deal with the consequences of your choice. You know, either good or bad, you're going to sow, longer than what you've actually going to reap longer than what you sowed, more than what you sowed. You know, so be mindful of what you're putting out there. When I put out, Macology, it was more so the psychology, of really the true you, right? But just being in a position of strength, not, giving yourself over, to, you know, just anything, not just feminine fatale and the womb, but just people in general, thinking of yourself more as, not just, kind of like more so what do you call it, a jack of all trades, right? And a master of all trades.
Yeah, that's facts, man. I mean, it's definitely in these spaces. It's really important that people see that the way you start determines the way you finish. Like that seed. What was the
Hmm.
seed that you planted when you first started? Well, however way you started, that was your seed. You know,
Hmm.
for some people, that means you need to reinvent and rebrand yourself. So, hey, rebranding is good. Even 50 said himself, it's okay to switch your style up. And if they hate, let them hate and watch the money pile up. However,
Hmm.
however, when you're really authentic, you never needed to switch your style up.
Exactly. Because you're kind of like Bill Walsh in his playbook, because the game adjusts to you. You don't adjust to the game. You know, Broad. You don't work to get to Broadway. You know, was Adam, you know, looking for Eve? Was he working to find Eve? Or was he working on the on he was working on the toil of the ground? And what does the ground represent? The ground is the mind. When you're working on your mind, right? When you're developing your mind for mental maturity, you know, all that shit comes into place. You know, and someone actually got on me about mentioning biblical references. Which they spoke from other books. I'm familiar with those readings, those teachings, or whatever like that. But let's just keep it here, okay? Let's just keep it here, and I can give you different revelations, from that, you know, that'll open your eyes.
So they don't like the biblical references.
What they feel as though um, there was other books that were before then, or that were better, and they were more truthful, whatever like that. Um, which is fine. I said I welcome the opinions of others. Like
Right.
people comment, and I don't really. I put certain things out. I think it was when I put the piece out about women were created to worship you. It was a young lady that said first she wanted to jump out. She reacted with her emotions, called me a chauvinist and a misogynist, and then said well, what about this book references? We were, gods and goddesses or whatever like that. Okay. I welcomed it. I'm not going to go against the grain of that. But at the end of the day, man is the heavens, women are the earth. Okay. Gravitational pulls. Women will pull you down. Men are supposed to pull you up. That's what the tug of war relationships are. I think I've said that before, you know, and, when a man really sees himself, you know, higher than what he sees himself right now. Because the thing is, with young males, especially black males, they see themselves as nothing, right? Because all their life they were told that they were nothing. You know,
Yeah.
not maybe overtly, but covertly they were told that they were nothing. You know.
Yep. That's why our peace, God amongst men, was so important, so that guys can remember who they have always been,
Hmm.
despite what society has tried to not let you realize, even if that brainwashing got in some of your girlfriends or baby mamas or even your own mama, you know,
Hmm.
like in the days of antiquity, you know, back in those days, those conversations, those words that are uttered by naysayers would have been forbidden,
Hmm.
because the
Hmm.
truth was in the pudding. And as of now, I'm saying they just more or less trying to hide the pudding. Guys
Hmm.
just can't really see, especially the young guys that can't really see their real value, because of all the brainwashing. So
Hmm.
it's very important that especially these young guys that look like us, remember that they are God amongst men. But you got to tap into that.
Hmm. And once you see yourself as a god amongst men, right? As far as being separate, I'm saying you're not going to behave like a savage. You're not going to behave like an animal. You're just not going to just be moving around, just sticking your dick in anything and putting anything in your mouth. Okay. Or just saying anything out your mouth. Once you become a god amongst men, it's a certain level of distinguishment, right? It's about etiquette, God etiquette, responsibility that comes with that. Once you see yourself as a god amongst men, you know, seeing is believing, right? Let's just put it from the human context, from our fleshy context. Seeing is believing, right? But from the spiritual context, is believing is seeing. But we got to work from, what we know first, then excel to the next dimension, you know? Because once you see yourself as a god, right, amongst men, things really begin to change in your life, you know? It's not that, you're not going to be in a space where as though, oh, I have boundaries or I have standards or I accept this. Like certain things are just not going to just be in your path. You know, as I said before, when guys say, they bring up all these problems and issues that they have, I don't have those things. And we're not even talking about just women. We're talking about just even dealing with white people. Okay, I don't deal with that same stuff because I'm already a higher being than them. I just came into the awareness that I was. Okay, so once I tapped into the awareness that I was, and you just want to deal with me accordingly. You know, it's like you're kind of like almost like a Barack Obama with a backbone. You know, an outspoken one per se. That makes any sense. You know, how white people love Barack. He's a safe Negro. I'm not necessarily a safe Negro at all. I live and talk on the edge, um, because it's just the way I'm wired. I'm hardwired that way. But at the same time, I'm respected, you know, as a god amongst men.
And then like it makes you think, I kind of lightly touched before on this idea of like fallen angels. Like they forgot about their God state, But if you think about it, as it's written, like, before you were conceived in the womb, I knew thee. You
Mm,
know, the Creator knew that those angels would even become the fallen,
mm,
you know, because they were in a womb, even if not an actual maternal womb, they were in the womb prior to conception. So, all these things to say that some people never had the God in them, even if they were amongst it, you know. Um, the real ones of that certain cloth would never think to be like a fallen angel, to give into being around these swine flu type of flea males,
oh yeah.
to, to put your dick in them. You wouldn't even think it's kind of like you have a rod of royalty. How
Hmm.
dare yourself do that?
Hmm.
You wouldn't even let her touch you. No, you can't touch me. Where
Hmm.
your hands been? No, you have to get to the point of being like that with a lot of these flea males out here.
Hmm. Hmm.
Especially when you've become so righteous for a majority of your life, you've come a long way. You know what your struggles are. You know,
Hmm.
last thing you need is for someone to try to tear you down
Hmm.
with whether it is a female's entitlement of leveling up or what she feels entitled to. You're not entitled to what I've worked hard for. No,
Hmm.
not entitled to this light,
Hmm.
this essence, this wisdom, this knowledge. Got to earn it.
Exactly. They'll either earn you or they'll burn you. And the thing is, if you weren't with me shooting in the gym, then you don't, be with me when I'm negotiating my contract. You have no say so in that. And for me, it's always been beyond women. You know, to me, women are just part of, whatever I have going on. You know, they get to be a part of what I got going on. And, some people will say, oh, well, that's misogynist and all this other shit. Okay. When people use words, you tell them to look up the definition of that. So you got a phone, dickhead. You look on IG, you look on Facebook, you look on YouTube, you look on Clubhouse and everything like that. Google misogyny, okay? And read that. And what is the fuck does that mean? This is how you got to correct people. You know, another part of being, a God amongst men is being, right and exact in your regulation. You got to understand, you got to regulate people sometimes because people don't know your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Because you know your boundaries, or I would say like this, you're trying to figure out your boundaries. But once you become, you know, this being, you understand your boundaries, and you gotta exercise the autonomy of really expressing those, you know, boundaries, expressing the rules, you know, conduct and regulation to basically work for a job, right? Aren't you given a script of basically how to work that job? You know, what's required of you. And if you don't do it, you actually got a 90-day period, right? And if you don't, you know, do what's required of you, you know, on a day-to-day basis, you know, your ass is fired. You know, jobs actually give you more leniency. You know, with this, you know, it's actually shorter than 90 days. You know, you're actually getting fired, you know, as soon as you're hired. You know, that's the attitude. You know, I actually, what I want to do now, I actually want to be an attitude coach. You know.
Man. Yeah, I was gonna say, like you said, like with these females, they're just part of your like part of your life or your journey or something like that. You said.
Mm. Yep. Yes, indeed.
See, we could take it a step further. They're just part of the cosmos. You know, they're
Oh,
just just part of the cosmos. They're just stars and planets that you look up at from time to time
hmm when you feel like it,
when you
but
feel like it.
but you're the sun. You know, hey sun, you keep planets in orbit, and them stars too. You know, if you want to be a star, I'll help you shine brighter. You know, just stand next to me.
Mm,
You know, and see, certain guys be like, yo, why you just say that like that? Like you just thinking the words on the fly. Like, man, bro, it is what it is. You know, I'm about 100% honesty, right? You know, that's it. It ain't no dancing around this. It's not no, hey, let's make a deal. This is the deal. You know, take it or you know, tell your story walking. See,
that's
that's what
fact.
that's what you have to teach. You know, young ladies. I'm not gonna call them bitches tonight. I'm gonna be a little bit more mannerable in my best attempt. I'm working on it. Not for them, but for me. Um, you have to put them in the mind frame that I'm not in the games. I'm not a player. Okay, and I don't have no games. I have a video game. I have an Xbox. You
Right,
know, but that's about it. I'm not playing
right,
with you, and you're not gonna be playing with me.
right.
You know, so where's the game?
None.
Hmm
It's like I'm a champion. I've overcome a lot. I'm a living legend. You're
hmm
gonna respect my legacy.
hmm
You're gonna respect my pedigree.
hmm
You know, if you can't cheer me on as the cheerleader in the stands, you need to get out the arena, baby. You need to get out the house.
Shit, you need to get my water and my Gatorade. You need to have my towel and wipe the sweat off
uh,
when I'm putting them buckets up. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You know, see, guys talking about, well, you got to do all this work and do all this other stuff. You got to, you know, mix and mash and, you know, compromise and it's 50-50. You know, every woman that has dealt with me, yeah, the key words, every woman that's dealt with me has all said the same thing. You are uncompromising, right? They've all said that, but I still have access. They still want to be my woman. Why is that?
man. Yeah, you got that. Got. She knows that you're
Mm,
definitely not like a man. You're more like
mm,
a guy.
exactly.
Oh yeah.
And what's best for her is me. She's just not what's best for me. And she's
See,
not the best that I can do.
you know when you got a chick when she knows that she is at your mercy
Mm,
and she behaves accordingly because of that. She has to be at your mercy.
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, and of course, someone they'll bring up a scripture, like let's say if somebody hypothetically brought up the scripture, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me."
Mm-hmm.
Who said I wanted her to worship me? You know. But I guess what I mean by that is putting me before our father. He's my father just like he's your father.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I guess with all that to say is, just from I know how, you spoke from just the aspect of worship. It's more so like a revere, a
Mm-hmm.
reverence.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be Mary. She got to be Mary Magdalene with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
she's got to literally be at your mercy, and that's why I say like Mary Magdalene is the perfect example of what a Tatiana should be
Mm-hmm.
because she knew she was messed up.
Mm-hmm.
She needed grace.
Mm-hmm.
She needed mercy, and she did whatever she had to do.
Mm-hmm. That's a woman that actually wants mastery. That's a woman that's not escaping from herself, and that's what you have. All this, this product out here that's giving women the opportunity to escape, from their own fuckery. Because the thing is, what they essentially do, they end up with a guy, right? That's going to basically cater to their bad decisions, so they can make even more bad decisions. They want to stop making bad decisions, but they can't help themselves because they're addicted to making bad decisions. So when they actually run into an all true man that's telling them about themselves, they run from it, because they're scared. They're running from themselves, so then they go run to somebody that helps, you know, um, water, uh, water those fig leaves that she's hiding behind. You know, essentially these women just hide behind their bullshit. They're highly delusional because there's guys out there that allow it. You know, but the only thing you can really do, in your lifespan is just bear true witness. You know.
Facts.
Hmm.
Like, and even switching back to some of these guys, you could tell, because it's one thing, like you said, you get to this part of where, yeah, you should know about manhood. Okay, what about godhood after that?
Mm.
What about that?
Hmm.
So beyond that, you could tell, okay, you're a man. Good. You're supposed to be. But what makes you separate from the men?
Hmm.
So I always like to say it's the guy that doesn't talk so much all the time. He's slow with his words, and you
Hmm.
know, even if there's an element of stuttering, that's only because he has so much to say in a short few words. That's the only reason why you actually stutter. They don't know about that.
Mm-mm. Yes, because a God amongst men, you know, has a lot on his plate, has a lot on his mind, has a lot to offer. But has very little time to do it, and he has to be mindful of the season that he's in. Now we will look at time, right? Not to look at the time as far as the hours within the day, because this is this time, but then there's Kairos, the cosmos, something beyond this. Okay, it's where you basically are looking to facilitate the wisdom, you know, with your life forces. If that makes sense, because we all are given a life force. It's what you do with it. It's imperative. Are you going to waste it, being down about yourself? Are you going to waste it um, overthinking some bullshit, you know, that really didn't suit you anything, or over, yeah, I would say even your parents, for example, you know, as I think for myself, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna open up right here. You know, I have an idea of how I would like to have raised me, but my mind is not the same as my mother's mind or the same as my father's mind, you know. And the greatest revelation for me is I realized that, my mother's a female, my father's a male, you know. That's the greatest revelation right there. If they had my mind, would I have been raised? Different? Absolutely. Better? That's still questionable. It's still questionable. Because when I look at it on one end, you know, I'm still alive. You know, I'm not in a grave. I'm not in a cell. Um, I don't have a bunch of children. I don't have AIDS. I have bullet wounds. I mean, I got hit a couple times with it, poked a couple times, but they ain't about shit. You know, but based on how I was moving, you know, going back to what was stated, how you train a child, right? Train a child in a certain way, and they won't depart from it. There were certain principles that were still given to me that I can still go back to. That I would probably go far, but not too far, off the deep end. But I would go far enough to understand the dark side of that, to understand, you know, the consequences of that, and then reel myself back in and reel myself back to what I'm supposed to be doing. If that makes any sense. He said, we said, Child, I just want to tell you, I appreciate y'all for your existing in this time and age we're in. Blessings to you, man. You know,
Oh, that's
that
monumental. That's real monumental. I appreciate that, man.
indeed, man. It's a blessing, man. Sometimes you don't really know what you're doing until a brother just let you know what you're doing. You
Yeah.
know.
I mean, this is that moment. Like, we talk about the golden age,
Hmm.
So it's like right now, this, what we doing, look back, it's going to have like a legendary footprint, you know.
Hmm.
Might as well speak on it now so they can really see the proof in the pudding as time goes on. You're
Absolutely.
like, yeah, like,
Hmm.
yeah, this is major. Yeah, definitely appreciate that, Kai. Most definitely.
Indeed. Indeed. Another thing I really want for brothers to do right now in this moment, has just been laid on my heart. The word forgiveness, right? Now you understand forgiveness is a process. To forgive is a you know what I'm saying it's a continual thing. You're not going to get it 100% right away. Like, okay, I can forgive this, I forgive that. I want you guys right now to forgive your father, to forgive your mother, um, to forgive yourself, and to forgive God. Because look, let's just be honest. We're not going to sit here and pump fake it. Out of those four, you're probably angry at three. You know, and it says anger is only a place for a fool. You know.
Yeah, man. I was thinking also, like with what Kai just mentioned, like, how he appreciated us existing in this time and age
Hmm.
that we're in. See, and you think about time, what it really means, because most people don't even know what the word time really means.
Hmm.
And it's just really like an indefinite um, recording of events, indefinite. So there's really no limit to time. There really is no such thing as an end of time.
Hmm.
What you have is time, but then you have a timer, you know.
Hmm.
So somebody's trying to put a timer on things. Watch out for those who got timers.
Hmm.
So,
And watch those that are putting timers on you. There's a
mm,
there's a young lady that agreed to certain terms as far as what I presented to her over the years. I've known her probably since she was 18. She's 33 now. But I've said since then. I mean, I was 21. I just said I was never really you know interested in um in marriage and children and everything like that, right? Since then, and I'm saying to a woman that if I was right, that'd be the first one I pick. You know, it's just not a part of my plan. as far as, her idea of what she thinks, a union with me would actually be, you know.
Yeah, buddy.
And
She
yeah.
and she was thinking about her because I've always said this at my channel. The wall is see, because once again, this kind of lets you know how a lot of these females have been thinking ahead of the curve, but we caught on to it, but just with different words.
Hmm.
So the wall, as we call it, has always been what they've called their biological clock.
Hmm.
So they got a timer that they know that they have on themselves. Men, we don't really have timers. We
Hmm.
really don't.
Hmm.
You know, when our time, I guess you would say, arrives, depending on how you live your life,
Hmm.
it's not that you end things, you just rest.
Hmm.
You're resting, you
Hmm.
know. That's all it is. You've done all you needed to do, just like the Most High. On the seventh day, he rested.
And that's key, man. Is your rest. You know, people speak on solitude, but you know, haven't really yet defined, the purpose of solitude. The purpose of solitude is to find rest, right? To find rest in your reasoning, to find rest in your righteousness, your right standing. We'll just put it like that. Your right standing. You're standing upright. You're doing things in a way that's right and exact. Not for other people, but for your own sanctity, sanity, and sanctification. You know.
Yeah, like I was thinking, like, and we go back to this idea of the seventh day.
Mm.
Some of us haven't even finished the first day.
Mm.
The first day was let there be light. Do we need to really get into this God hour right now?
Oh yeah, we definitely got to tap into that, brother, because it's still darkness. How many brothers is still dwelling in the darkness, right? In their own darkness. Their own darkness could be their own tears, their own misery, you know, their own sadness, their own confusion, their own state of helplessness, you know, or so they think. Key words, so they think. Because guess what? Remember I said you go from king to God, right? But every, in between that, you're in that in between process, because when you go from, a savage to a man, then to a man to a king, there's dark periods. But it's like you go from a king to a god, there's dark periods. You're basically shaped and formed in darkness. Then, like, voila, let there be light. Then there's light into that. As it says, light at the end of the tunnel. Hmm.
Man, I mean that's really where it's at. So it's like, for a lot of guys, they're still yet to really be born. You may have this body, you may have lived what? I mean, we're in our 30s. Some
Hmm.
guys may have lived this long, and you still haven't even finished the first day yet. Ain't that something?
Mm.
Got guys in their 50s. They still haven't even finished the first day yet.
Hmm.
You've been in the dark.
Hmm. And why is that? Because they're delaying the process. Only you're delaying your process. You can actually get to where you supposed to be. You could be at your destination. It's not a fucking journey. You can actually be there a lot sooner. You know, if you get out of your own way. But that's the problem. We get in our own way. What causes us to get in our own way? Our emotions, our ego, are vanity because we're too concerned of, what it feels like, what it looks like, you know, and why it's fucking happening.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's really amazing because it's like, when you think about it, up until the seventh day, there was that little stint. I forget like which day it was, but that's when the evening in the morning occurred. But that was because everything was starting to manifest. You
Mm,
know, so a full day could occur. So once there's light into your life, now you must know what it's like to go about your day. You must
mm,
now know what a day is actually like. Most people don't even know what a day really means. You
mm,
know, and this can apply with women too. It's not enough for me to just put the light in your life. Now you need to know what an actual day looks like. Cause why? You've only known what nights were like.
mm. And what is a night symbolic to? What's void? You only know what darkness is. You don't know what's void in your life. You know, you haven't allowed the process to quantum leap. In order for the sun to shine in. He said, like a man, exactly.
Yes, indeed. Like a man. That's right. That's right.
Mm,
And I think it's fitting. I'm glad he brought that up because
mm,
there's a reason why a Leica, a wolf man, there's a reason why the wolves are walking in the dark right now.
mm,
Wolves trying to bring people out into the light because the wolves can walk in the dark and in the light.
mm,
But becoming wolves just to kind of let people see, like in this dark, that you can be brought into the light to the end of that tunnel.
mm,
Like when you really think about masculinity, it's really all about bringing people into the light.
mm,
When you in that godhood, everything is about light.
mm,
And actually, when you in the dark, you're probably glowing in the
mm,
dark.
mm. So, Ray, you're saying that masculinity isn't based on your muscles, isn't based on your 6 minute abs, it isn't based on your bank account, it isn't
Heck
based on your
no.
status,
Heck
it isn't
no.
based on your looks.
Oh,
Hmm,
none of that, man.
hmm,
Whew.
hmm.
The
So your
finesse, the finesse, man, the finesse.
so your value isn't determined by that. You know.
None of it.
Hmm,
Now it could get you some of it, but that's only it. And that's up to you if you even want it. You don't need
hmm,
it.
hmm. So what you're saying that in order, you know, to be the apex man, right? Or to yeah,
Yes.
or to be a god amongst men, right? It means that you have to have the most cultivated light within you and be walking in that light. And then that light basically lights up other candles.
Yes, indeed. It illuminates everything.
Hmm. Glow in the dark. So you
Glow
could
in the
be in,
dark.
you can be in the dark but glow in the dark. And you can see the light at the end of the tunnel because the light at the end of the tunnel is you.
Facts.
Because you're already at the end of the tunnel. You just got I'm about to stop there.
Man. And the only folk that don't like lights are vampires.
Hmm. Hmm. And isn't that what you have a lot of what's going on now?
You have a lot of vampires and you have a lot of sheeps that, if you think about other creatures that don't like light and they represent a mass of people,
Mm-hmm.
those are your zombies.
Mm-hmm.
But these zombies were affected by these vampires. That's all they were.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
just need to know where the hurt came from, or if they can help that person deal with that hurt. You could probably cure somebody of being a zombie, like in the movie I Am Legend. You know what I'm saying? Give
Hmm.
them that serum, give them that antidote. Just basically let them get used to light again. That's all.
Hmm. Now, even using this as an example, we use young ladies, right? Really, this is you have to look at your interaction with women as an opportunity to really see your God given ability. You know, your success with a woman is this is you basically seeing exactly where her pain is. She could be talking to you about a television show, but you can actually see exactly where her pain is at because you can hear it. You could talk about the television show, but then you say something that that's like a sob to her pain. See, I can sit there and say that the reason why I can sit there and say, look, I hold the position that I hold because I know what I can offer, right? I offer a way of life. I offer what I mean by a way of life is that I'm not only a source of guidance, but I'm also a source of healing, right?
Yes, indeed.
Hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Exactly. Night vision. Yo, Polo
That's
be
dope.
talking at work.
That's dope. That's that clutch right there. Oh
Exactly.
yeah, night vision.
Exactly.
See,
Last Don was good, but let's talk about night vision. Night
let's
vision
do that.
race,
Let's do that.
light vision rays, seeing things is like almost like you see the darkness, right? But you seeing the light. When you are the light, you can see everything. It's like kind of like the owl, right? They say the owl is wise, right? You can see everything in the dark.
Yeah.
But like a woman can basically be talking to you about certain things, but you can certain things she'll basically have omitted. But the things she has omitted versus the things that she's a little bit comfortable talking about, you just putting pieces together, and then
Yep.
you can figure out life. You don't necessarily have to listen to her after like the first three conversations if you're really that sharp.
Right. You don't even have to know her body count.
It's not important
Not even important.
because the reason she was trying to find, you know, see, she didn't get the fatherhood inside the father because either the dad wasn't in the home, or if the dad was there, he didn't have the father in him. So she basically went outside, looked for it, and she looked for it based on what resources she had. Either a way of getting means or a way of you know giving sex.
Yeah.
So she's trying to find herself through that.
Yeah.
She's broken. A
Broken.
lo- a lot of these women, you see, I don't give a fuck how pretty they look, man. They are broken, battered. Okay, not just broken, but battered and shattered.
Yeah.
You know, and the stuff that you hear them say out their face, man, they're broken. Like, oh, poor thing.
Broken. See, it's one thing to like see in the dark, but you actually see through the dark.
Hmm.
You see through it. You see through her darkness. You don't just see her darkness. You see through her darkness.
Hmm.
A transparency.
Hmm.
You know, infrared. It's kind of these things where you see parts of her darkness that she doesn't even see.
Hmm. And then when you reveal it, so you don't reveal everything right away. You reveal it in little increments. Then you present later. How did you know that happened? See, I tell you the example of a young lady that had. She basically presented one thing as far as having an electrical issue, right? Um, but she really didn't have an electrical issue. Someone actually had you know, bombed her crib. You know, but I knew she was basically what she was involved with, just through little shit. You know, but she didn't want to reveal that to me yet. I'm going to reveal that to her eventually, and I'm actually going to reveal who actually set that up. She doesn't even know who did that. You know, vision, night vision.
Oh yeah, shout out to the last Don.
The
Yeah,
Philly.
thermal. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
And I was gonna say nah, Philly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gotta
Mm-hmm.
come by and try one of those cheesesteak sandwiches one day, man.
Yeah, you gotta come fuck with us, man.
Yeah, for
Come,
sure.
I'm gonna show you the right ones. Don't go fuck with Geno's and whatever bullshit that they be telling you. Like, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna show you joint. We got
Mm,
a couple ones. We got Phillips. Phillips is my personal favorite. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? That's in South Philly. You know what I'm saying my end. And then I'm saying, and then on the north end, we got Ozzy's.
mm.
We used to have State Queen over in University City. Man, that shit used to be so fucking good, man. I don't even know. It's a truck. They just move around. I used to catch them and stuff. But yeah, it's some spots, but a lot of spots be janky. Like some people will be like, "Oh, Abner's is dope" or whatever. Like, man, fuck that shit, man. You get a good cheesesteak, man. You gotta really. It's just certain people that make it, man. Like the Italians
See,
do a good job, and then them Turks, they hook it up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else be on some stiff stuff, man. Like, you know what I'm
man.
saying? The Mexicans, now I don't fool with them.
All
I
right.
fool I fool them for different stuff, but I ain't fooling for them cheesesteaks. He said Max's and Del Sandro's. Max's, it's a tough one, man. Like, I wouldn't see think for a tourist person just coming to the city, I wouldn't recommend it unless they go in the daytime. You know, they come out there, man. It's a different. I mean, it's slap dab right in the trenches. I wouldn't recommend just somebody just going out and just grabbing just Max Cheese. Like, if you don't know anybody out there, don't do it. He
Man.
said for sure. He said for sure. Real shit. Yeah, don't
Yeah, I
don't.
kind of see right now, even with this whole Mac era thing, man. Shoot,
Mm.
it's like being out that food truck right now. But it be
Oh,
popping though. Be
mm-hmm.
popping. I mean,
Exactly.
eventually, can grow it into like a Michelin star. I think it has that potential. I mean,
Mm,
you just selling it out the truck right now. It still
mm,
got that Michelin star to it. But it's
mm,
like you don't want to be ranked and rated by other people. I mean, I like the what they call that street credibility.
mm,
Yeah, that's cool too. That's cool. But it's
mm,
like this
mm,
is just kind of like with this God hour or
mm,
like you talking about Mac era.
mm,
It's just kind of one of them things where it's just the way it is. Like
mm,
it's a given. Like with some of the cheesesteak places you named, like some of the best ones. Like, hey, that's just the way it is.
mm.
That's a given with some of these places. Like,
Exactly. Exactly. It's just like, we were really basically a 5-star Michelin, product just out of the food truck. As far as with the underground aspect, you know, we're not mainstream, but as far as we're known throughout this thing. Everybody knows me. People are getting to know you. I feel as though a lot of people know you. A lot of people know Top. And it's just going to become more familiar. When people know you from off rip. It's like how I knew you off rip because you know the difference between them. They had promised you, yeah, I'll work with you, whatever. Like I'll do a drink with you, but then they kind of give you the Hollywood shuffle because they knew your abilities, and your abilities reminded them that they didn't really have it, that their time was running out. For me, on the other end, I was like, man, this dude really has it on a different wave, you know, and he can surpass me. Boom. I want to be. I want to help the brother. You know what I'm saying? Not so much. I can't say this. Say I help in a sense like you know more so I would say introduce you to my audience. You know, in a sense, and it's like you know let you do your 1-2 thing. That's pretty much it.
oh yeah, man, it's truly like a cooking collab, man. Like you already got a high quality product yourself. So it's
Hmm.
like, yo, I'm gonna bring my homeboy in. He cook in his kitchen good too. It's the same kind of quality. It's just a certain flavor I want y'all to try out, and
Mm,
it's the same kind of quality I have. And so
mm.
it's just it more or less it enhances. It's like a win-win for everybody.
Exactly. It's that Midwest mystique barbecue flavor. You dig?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hmm.
Yes, indeed.
Hmm. You
Gonna
know, and that's
slow cook this thing too, man.
hmm
Yes, indeed.
it's indeed, man. And it's still just the beginning, man. I'm telling you, a year from now, look back, this like, man, I remember, we started out this way, you know, and look at it now. Look what this then turned into. It is bigger than, you know, than what's going out. What basically what we see now, I would say. It's not only just a brand, because first it was really a lifestyle. Then we just, we're transferring into a brand, pretty much. He said East
Yeah,
Coast got the. He said East Coast got the real, definitely, man. East Coast definitely is real in a sense. um Everything's right in your face, and everything's is like, it's kind of like it's different between playing football in the field versus playing arena football. It's just very fast paced. Everything is
yeah.
right there. Everything's right in your face, and it's like you got to be on point. But it's great, man. It's just like if you live up here, you live on the east for too long. That's why, some people move out, because this will burn you out. You know what I'm saying? But on a flip side, you know you really learn a lot. And you know, it's kind of hard. I get homesick, man. Um, Whenever I do get out and move around and get out of the state, and even out of the country, I get homesick, man. Because
Man,
it's like a love hate thing, man. I love and I hate where I'm at. Like, I hate the people, but I love them at the same time, because I know what I'm expecting from them. Um, I love the food and I hate it at the same time, but I know what to expect from it. You know, um,
right.
it's just a lot of other shit. It's just like you know what to expect from what you have. You miss it. It's like, damn. Because you know where to go to get certain things,
Still
and it's
there?
just like, oh yeah, I'm here. You hear me, bro?
Think he cut out, y'all. Don't know if
Hmm.
y'all can hear me still.
Oh, I can
But
hear
yeah.
you.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, I was gonna say let me see. I'm gonna try to step out and come back in, but I'm still gonna chop it up with you. Let me see. If I could
Hmm.
get your link, I could probably, or maybe you just can put it back in the chat because I don't know
Oh
how
yeah.
far it is up.
Oh yeah, yeah. Me got that. I think I can. Got that. Um, Boom. Invite guests. See if I can do that. Here we go.
Cool. Yeah, I'll jump right back in, fam.
All right. No
All
doubt,
right.
bro. Um, While we wait for the good brother to, what I'm saying, hop back on and, what I'm saying, do the 1-2. If there's any questions, please feel free to ask. But mainly, you know, what I really, um, I can't even say hope, because I don't believe in necessarily hope. But what I actually want to instill in, you, you lords, is to, walk in your trueness. You know, walk in what you believe that is right and exact, and don't allow anyone to really trick you out of your position. You know, don't let anybody trick you out of your wisdom and understanding. You know, people say it gets greater later. It actually gets greater now. As soon as you decide that you would like it to be greater now. You know, it's not living your best life later. It's living your best life now. You know, it's not no fucking, you know, Joel Osteen mumbo jumbo. You know, I'm giving you the keys to have it right now. I mean, last Don, you still in the cell straight. I don't know if he's still in the chat. I'll give him a little tidbit on that. I've been in cells, you know, about 15 years. Let me see what we got here. Boom. There we go.
All
There we,
right.
indeed. Back in it.
Back again.
Hmm.
Yeah, I might cut out. I don't know. On the don't know how I sound right now.
You sound good, brother.
Oh, okay, cool, cool. So I guess just in case I cut out on my end, if you will, like if I don't hear you, I might repeat, be like, "What you say again? What you say again?" You know,
That's
up here in Fargo, the
I can
Great
dig it.
White North.
I can dig it. I can dig it. I was gonna give some keys to the brother. He said we said Polo said people gamble or place bets their lives. People, yeah, people do, you know, gamble with their lives. People because people take chances instead of making choices. You know, and the choices are based on, you know, what's best for, you know, everyone else except for themselves, especially men, more so men. You know, because it's what we're taught. You know, do everything that's best for everybody else except for yourself. You know, what's best for everyone else is what's really is best for yourself. And I don't mean being selfish in a bastardly way. You know, it's just doing things in a greater good capacity. You know, sometimes, not even sometimes, like really, no should be in half of your vocabulary. Okay, to do something, just flat out no. I'm not gonna sit here and dance around with things and say, I don't know, I don't really like. You're not really dealing with feelings because if you look at the universe, you look at God, right? The the God of the of the grander scheme, he's not dealing with how you feel. You see God dealing with how humanity feels as you see everything unfolds? No, he's not dealing with your feelings. He's dealing with your future. So the brother was talking about. Oh, he said I'm doing sales solar panels right now. How many doors you have to knock on a daily as far as what's required of you? Are you doing door to door? Now I do something. I wouldn't say I wouldn't do. I do solar panels. I'm involved in, you know, real estate. Um, Now on average, the average person is supposed to make 100 calls a day. You know, the average. You know, yeah, God don't care how we feel. Exactly, he does not care how we feel. Um, Whatever is required of you, do triple. You know, yeah, you're gonna feel a way about it, like, oh, I don't feel like, but you know, God doesn't care about how you feel, so neither should you. Do triple. You know, I don't think if they allow, don't, then you know, you go the extra mile anyway. You know, you're not in it to basically meet their quota. You're in it to meet, you know, yeah. Can anyone hear me?
Yep,
You don't hear anything
I hear
ringing.
you. I heard a vibrator, like something's like zzz, zzz in the background.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Good. Somebody call me from this time. I'm not really answering that. You know, I got things to do.
Yeah,
It's
that part.
uh, yeah, exactly. It's door to door, but I have to get at least what do you say? I almost got lost with that concept. What do you say? I had to get at least 1 lead a day. It depends. I knock on as much doors until I get the job done. It normally takes me 2 hours top to do it. Okay. I would say with that, it's just knock on many doors as possible, but you're not selling the product, right? The product is what it is. A lot of ways you're selling yourself, but you're not really selling yourself. You're introducing the product. You're getting like kind of like the introduction. Okay, I understand how you feel. You know, your neighbor up the road, you know, felt the same way, and this is what happened. You know, this is how we were able to help them. You know, you're really walking them right into it, because first people, you know, are in their feelings and shit. So this is where you appeal to how they feel, right? Okay, this is how this person felt, and this is how the situation resolved. And you're not really asking them to buy into the product. You're leading them into, you know, buying the product. You're leading them right into it, leading them right into the sale. You know, that's what you're going to do. That's just, you know, a sales tip. I never sold anything. You know, I led them into buying whatever I wanted them to buy. You know, this one guy basically said that to me a long time ago when I was selling clothes. He's like, I really only came in here looking for socks for work, and end up opening a credit card and spending, you know, $5,000. That was my first sale, uh, my first day on the sales floor, my first client in Bloomingdale's. Never been in the store. Clocked in, first client, boom. They was like, man, this guy's got it. Of course I got it, bitch. We can talk about something else. I want to talk about, you know, old glory days.
Oh, it's all good. I mean, that's just kind of like kind of like that the Wolf on Wall Street. But
Oh yeah.
I like to take it a step further, by saying you're like a lone wolf on Wall Street because
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of because you got to have a certain knack for attack. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Especially when it comes
Mm-hmm.
to sales.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely takes a certain skill. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I've always been more of an investor though. That's kind of been my white collar specialty.
Mm-hmm. I can dig it. You want to break that down a little bit?
Yeah, because I've never, everybody talk about, my uncle taught me. He was like, it costs money to make money,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I always look for things that I invest in that will continue to help me make more money.
Mm-hmm.
That goes for things and people. People that you feel are worth your investment. You know, how are they paying it forward with you? I've never been the type to look for how things and people can pay me back. I'm trying to see how it can pay itself forward anyway.
Mm.
So so uh, and I think that comes down to the value of the product itself. Do you see it as something that can pay for itself? Somewhat. What type of value do they have? Do they, like they say, does it bring you that type of a shock value to it? That's really the value. Does it have enough value to shock you?
Mm-hmm.
So that helps me out with my investments every time.
Mm-hmm. Key word. You said money should always be moving. Money should always be circulating. A lot of people think that, you know,
Yep.
people say I spend money and they curse themselves by saying they spend money. No, you should say you use money or you circulate money because everything is 360, you know?
Facts. Facts.
Mm-hmm. It's just, it all goes, everyone, the money comes back one way or another. And that's another thing where I really learned from retail. Maybe it could be a little bit, um, you know, a little bit off the cuff. It might be a little bit unclean just for a moment. Um, High end place I was working at, right? Now we sell clothes, right? But guess who comes in and buys, you know, expensive clothes? Strippers, drug dealers,
Yep.
um, lawyers. I said strippers, right?
Yeah, you said strippers.
Okay. Hoes. You know, and hairdressers, barbers. Now that money is circulating, it's all going back, all going back. Now, how I would get deals, right? Now I help out a hairdresser, right? Basically, show her shoes or whatever like that. She spends the money with me. Then how you shell out the money, break off a percentage, right? Back to where as though you got a young lady that fucks with you, she's doing all right, get her hair done. Just hook up there. Or if you basically need, you know, tree or whatever, you know, you're selling to the, what I mean, it comes right back. Everything works in a degree of motion. Like it's been a lot of deals that we even worked on the sales floor. Actually, not in the sales floor, but in the fitting room. You know, we scammers too. Yeah, we work with the scammers. We all had a bartering system. We all made money together, pretty much. We were not in a literal sense like a bed together, but we were all eating out of the same pot, you know. So it wasn't just, us relying on one source of income. It circulated, you know. We understood a system. We created a system and, we played by the rules, you know. But that's just, you know, a past thing and not really get too far and not saying, well, I mean, now with this COVID shit, I don't know how, the retail world um, is doing now. But that's just one way we used to do things. So we can create our own paychecks more than just one way. But that's just the life that you lead. Sometimes you create your own luck. You create your own manifestation. You know, but that's just an afterthought. But just like with the Wolf of Wall Street, where you're saying sell this pen, right? You think that this world is
Yeah.
logical, right? This world isn't logical. If this world was logical, then everything would be structured. Everything is in utter chaos and confusion. And what is in utter chaos and confusion? Emotions. And who is the possessor of that? Who thrives in that? Who loves it? I can't even say thrives in it. She thrives in it as far as in dealing with you, get you emotional and shit, and get you all fucked up because you really can't function emotionally. Um, but the world is emotional. You know, going back to that pin, right? Sell me this pin. See, it's not so much as that it's a black pin. It's the emotion behind the pin that you're selling, right? Now you're not really selling it. You're saying, okay, this is it's one thing to sit there and look at, oh, it's just a big pin. It's another thing to sit there and say, well, this is a big pin that Barack Obama used to sign the Declaration. You know, at that point, you're going to buy it. Did you sell it? No, you just basically offered some information, to the emotion that the person was seeking. It's like in the movie Nightcrawler. Um, you know, the role that Jake Gyllenhaal played, he was able to figure out what the person was looking for, right? The feeling that they were chasing after, meet it, and bring them into it, and bring them into their world. Welcome to Mac Era.
That part. And over here, a woman is going to buy you. You don't buy her. Simps buy her. She's supposed to buy you.
hmm hmm And the difference between, I would say, you know, quote unquote Mac, right? Or you can even say us, you know, the true and living, the originators, the really the only demonstrators of this, because we don't be doing that. She's my 10 Neroni, down on bended knee shit over here, right? See, the woman buys into us not with her pussy, right? Because that's what these guys, will automatically sold. Not even doing no, 45, 55, 66, 75, 85, they just sold before we ever even threw the number up. Sold. It's beyond that, because when she offers that and you don't take that, initially, it's like, well, what do I have to offer? And this is when you introduce her, to that conversation. At that point, you're not like everybody else. You're not leading with your wallet. You're not leading with your mouth. A lot of these brothers be leading with their mouth. They gonna tell you that. I'm talking about like leading with their mouth. They conversation, not leading with their mouth, like getting, bacteria in their beard. Sticking their face in, something that they didn't cook, trying to eat it. Sticking their mouth in, a place where a woman shits. Like it's kind of like, let me serve you. Man, guys are disgusting, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, that's why I'm like, all this talk of him being a leader, I'm like, I'm beyond leader, teacher. How can she be led if she's not even willing to be taught? That goes for anybody. You know, you got to be taught what type of leadership you're going to get. You got to be taught these things. So I think it's better. Hey, teachers even teach leaders. So it's a lot to this, man. You know, and I realized with a master, if you think of like, like let's say at a house, you got the master switch, or let's say if there's a master switch in a car, usually that master switch controls all the switches. It controls everything. So that means it has an everlasting presence or touch on every single thing, every single facet you could think about. If there's something you want them to talk to you about, chances are you know something about it.
Mm,
It could be anything.
yeah, and it's the key word, the everlasting touch. The everlasting touch, man. You don't have to even touch her that much, but when you do touch her, you know, it's like kind of like that song by I forgot this lady named Sano Algier. She's like, whoa, I feel like I feel like I'm above the ground. You know, it's like whoa, whatever the fuck it is. But it's beyond that. You know, going back to that, you don't need to be touching her that much. You know, that's when you can exercise discipline to be, a Mac is discipline. The brother said, dudes be walking in a woman's catch hand. Polo be talking that shit, man. Polo be popping it, man. In the chat, he be popping it.
Facts, facts. He's spitting that real, man. Real talk. Her oven mitt.
Shit,
She baking
motherfucking
them dudes. Baking.
man. These dudes out here be having these chicks looking like motherfucking Mike Piazza, and fucking Hall of Fame
Man,
catching and shit. Just fucking Thanos with their ass. But they
Griselda.
have the good intentions behind it. That's the difference. You don't want to be caught by no woman, man. You caught. I'm telling you, man.
Man,
It's not to your benefit.
not at all.
mm,
Yeah, I was going to touch on an earlier point about the spending money. See, I was going to say most folk, when they say they spend money, they actually spill it. That's why it's wasted. They
cool.
spill money.
Shit. Shit. And they love to waste money. That's the purpose of them getting money, is to waste it. Now you don't get it to just hoard it. You know, you get it. It's like the parable of the talents. You know,
Facts.
and it's not just even
I
with.
mean,
Hmm?
I was going to say, I mean, like this capitalistic society encourages you to spend or AKA spill your money. They
Mm-hmm.
don't expect you to circulate.
Exactly. And the things with circulating, you know what? It's boring. It's boring. Just like minding your own business is boring. You know. it's easy to basically, create money, but it's boring because people like to bullshit and complain. You know, that's not manly. To bullshit and complain and waste time, talk about this. Like, we're living in an information age. You can basically figure out a lot of shit on how to make money. Not only just make money, but to really actually to change the word to create money. It's solving problems. And never see the thing is I don't save money. I'll be the first to tell you that I don't save money. It's the quickest way
Me
to
either.
lose
I
it.
don't.
Mm-mm. I have a circulate. I have everything, invested in something.
Facts.
Everything. I pull out what I need to pull out as far as to take care of, the bills and whatever like that. I don't live like a minimalist. Like, don't get me, fucked up. But I don't live like,
No, hell no.
no, I don't live like it, high on the hog either. Like, I play somewhere right in the middle. I have
Yep.
I have a couple toys that I enjoy, but that's it. Like, I don't really go beyond that. Mainly, it's pretty much low key with everything else. Now, I can tell you where I am going to basically, spend a couple hours on. I'm definitely going to spend a couple hours on my on my food, especially with my meats and my
Yeah.
produce. Because
You are what you eat.
exactly, it's the quality of your meal. The quality of meal, and plus I like to get into cooking, because cooking really helps me in a lot of ways, because just doing step by step, you know, things with like preparation, um, really figuring out the right ingredients and understanding how certain seasonings or certain herbs, go together and how they're good for the palate. Um, really just helps me with everything else. It helps me to really even do this. You know, People ask me, do you
Facts.
don't have a pen or pad? Like, no, it's just because I, prep up for that. It really helps me in every other area of my life, because being meticulous in that, being organized with that, and being, clean in the preparation and thorough with it, and then, understanding the cooking temperatures and when to put certain things in, um, really helps me with everything else,
Yep.
because it's really just
It's
about figuring
therapy.
things out. Exactly, it's therapy, because if you learn to cook with patience, you learn to cook with love, you learn to cook with care, right? You know, you're feeding yourself that. This is self care, because when you're doing with that, you're giving that back to you. And then if you
Facts.
have someone that you kick it with, and you share it with them, you're giving that to them. So what you own is your first business, exactly, man. He's dropping jewels, but it hasn't been a time where he hasn't been dropping jewels, man. Polo has definitely been a blessing to the
Yes, he
children.
has.
When you go back, and I go back and look at the playbacks and see his quotables, it's like, yeah,
He gets it.
I'm giving you flowers right now, brother.
He definitely gets it.
Mhm. Because he lives it. In order to get this,
Yeah.
he lives it. He lives what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah. You can't talk like this if you haven't lived it.
Hmm.
It just won't even sound right.
Hmm.
And we've seen this. It's like that's why I'm saying I'm going back to this how some folks rebrand themselves. You know?
Mhm.
because they weren't never really about that life.
Mhm.
So it's like, okay, even if you decide to change for the better,
Mhm.
there's still that footnote that one remembers
Mhm.
when you weren't who you said you were.
Mhm.
That's always going to be there, you
Mhm.
know. So it's very very important that when you come in these spaces, be who you are from day one, because this is who you really are before you got here. You know, like um, or just start another channel from scratch, start all over. You know, authenticity. I think it's going to be more important as time goes on. Just like that good high quality meal. You know what I'm saying? Difference between a Michelin star restaurant and a McDonald's is astronomical.
Absolutely. One might have, presence because it's popular, because it's cheaper and it's easier, to get access to, versus, the that restaurant. Everyone can't get to that. It's kind of like with this
Yeah.
channel or your channel. It's kind of like it's hidden in plain sight. But most people are blind to the facts. You know, um,
Yep.
but to get to it, once they've gotten it, once they've tasted it, you know, you can't go back. Once
Can't go
I've
back.
eaten a certain type of steak, um, I can't go back.
Mm.
Once I've experienced something and once it's decoded, um, the experience in my mind, as well as, um, you know, created a new experience in my palate. Hold on a second.
What's up, team?
Oh wow.
What's up, team?
Yes, indeed.
What's
Blessings.
good? What's good?
Blessings.
Yeah,
The gods.
yeah, yeah. I was just this in
We
the
are.
cut. This in the cut, gentlemen. This is the
Uh,
ice, man.
indeed. Respect.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I this tuned in like literally maybe like 4 minutes ago.
It's all good. It's all good. We in the
Yes.
building
Shout
now.
out to everyone in the building. Ice Diddy, the other
Is
Ray
did
J,
indeed.
and the Mr. Incredible Top.
Mr. Incredible.
Please.
It's indeed. Top of the iceberg.
Yes.
Mm.
Where's Top right now? You're muted right now.
Yeah, I know. What's up, fellas? I'm tired as hell, man.
Mm.
Tired, silent, and
Yeah.
deadly.
Tired, a little bit drunk, a whole lot high.
Man,
Man,
he
Only
got
on
that.
this, only on this channel.
can't do all for this shit.
Oh, jeez.
What's up, fellas? What's the topic of discussion?
It's just, it's a round table. I just called it, the God hour, right? Where now we're talking about, as far as even what we're cooking, as far as with the preparation, um, with that, how that's basically helped with pretty much everything else in life. And it's kind of like, if you cook with love, you cook with patience, with your preparation and everything like that, and with care, you're feeding that back to yourself.
That's right. The food tastes better.
Or, in layman's terms, the difference between a McDonald's and a Michelin star restaurant.
Mm.
Yes.
Oh, definitely. Um, most of my meals I prepare myself anyway. All the ones I don't prepare, one of my lady friends prepared for me.
Yeah.
So I'm a big advocate, and I've always been a big advocate because I mean I've said this before on different occasions that one of the ingredients, you know what I'm saying,
to dealing with a female is being able to, you know what I'm saying, demonstrate that look, I can
I
do
don't
what you
need.
can do. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you to do this for me because I can
Yep.
do it. You understand what I'm saying? And I got a little shorty. She could tell you because I told her before, I'm probably a better cook than you are. Whether I actually am or not, I probably am because I cook more often than you do.
Mm.
And I just want
And
to. I just want to add something. You gotta look them dead in the eye and say that to them.
yeah,
You know,
that's
because
ideal.
it puts them to reflect, because from such a young age she was taught this one famous quote as to how to win a man. We all know that quote. What's that quote? To win a man,
Fill up his
you,
belly.
yes. And if she's
Mhm.
failed at that, what does that make her?
A
A
loser,
failure.
less of a woman.
Exactly.
Well, I'm more of the Patrice O'Neill kind of school of thought. Kind of like when I look at these motherfucking women, I kind of look at them as losers already. And it's nothing personal, you know what I'm saying? It's no shade because really, it's a philosophy behind it for me, you know. So I say that women are losers because they really zeros, they really ciphers, and that's not necessarily a bad thing because, like I said before, and in a lot of his talks, the woman is curved
Mm.
or circular. You understand what I'm saying? Just like your rib, and she need a man to come in her life and give her those straight and narrow paths to follow. So I say that to say not that she is zero, but that's her essence, the cipher.
That's your
Because
shape.
really, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can see it in the egg, in the shape of the egg itself. You know what I'm saying? Which is material. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of people have this concept that when you say nothing, it means the absence of anything. But what people need to come to an understanding on is that the word nothing just means no thing, or no thing is indistinguishable from the other if it's all in the same locale. You understand what I'm saying? Existing in that triple darkness, which is what women
Oh
represent. You understand what I'm saying? So when I say that women is losers, it's kind of a way to be humorous, but really, you know what I'm saying, when you delve into the way I think about things, it's not meant to be a diss
Absolutely.
because I could say that guys is only ones, but then I'm having a conversation about how the relationship between men and women is the same relationship you can see throughout life. It's binary. You know what I'm saying? You got two halves that make a whole. And you see this reflected throughout life. When a man and woman get together, I'm pretty sure y'all done heard a goofy motherfucker that don't know nothing about mathematics that say 1 + 1 = 3 because a man and a woman get together and produce a child, when in reality, the child only get half of their DNA from each parent.
Mm-hmm.
So half and half, 1 + 1 + a half makes 3. But that's some other shit. You know what I'm saying? It's all a mindset when it comes to dealing with women. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta always look at yourself as superior to them.
Always.
Not that, what I'm saying, it makes you necessarily better than them, because in every situation you gotta have a boss and an employee. It's just that with women as the man, you can't be the employee and let her be the boss because your relationship is backwards. Because women will be abusive when you get them power
Mhm.
because they unaccountable. for the shit that they do.
So top, what you're saying
Yeah,
is
they're
that.
chaotic by nature.
So,
Very
listen,
much so.
I would say so. Top, what you're saying is that the 50-50 concept, is wrong.
Well, I'll put it like this, and I said this before. It's more than one way to achieve 100, and you can still have balance. But this ties this. I would have to tie some actual physics in this in order to get people to understand this concept. You know what I'm saying? If you just picture a seesaw, right? When it's balanced, the seesaw don't move either way. But if you have a weight sitting right in the middle of it, you move it to one side, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
going to unbalance it. So what I'm saying is 50-50 is balanced, but so is 60-40. It's just a matter of the position of where the weight is distributed to keep the seesaw balanced. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't believe in aside from men and women contributing genetically to another life form 50-50. Once you get past that, nothing else is 50-50 between us.
Mm-hmm.
Because men contribute much more than women do at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that women contribute is childbearing and
Pretty much.
sexual pleasure. Because outside of that, you can pretty much wash your own clothes. You can basically cook your own food. You could do all this shit with inside the household as well as outside the
Protect your
household.
own self. You
Yeah.
know, it's a lot of things that, you know what I'm saying, as a like me, I'm a single man. Single, no children, no wife. I'm not responsible for anybody except for myself. You see, I'm unburdened. So to bring a female into my life and then to have a child, I'm adding extra responsibility to myself willingly. And a lot of guys don't take that, they don't go into dealing with women with that thought process. Even though, it's been discussed in the manosphere, you know what I'm saying, just among guys in general on the internet, how women are, a burden. So,
But see, I was thinking also like,
go ahead,
I was gonna say like, I was gonna say like, with what you just mentioned, Top, like, with that seesaw balance, right? To get it perfectly balanced, 60-40, somebody's got to meet in the middle. And guess who has to meet in the middle? She does. But we have long heard as men have to meet in the middle. No, she actually has to meet the man.
I agree with you. Like, you could go and look at a rotational torque problem to get a visualization of what I mean. So if I'm the man, right, and she the woman, and in the relationship, I'm going to lose the most because I'm taking on extra responsibility, then that means we can't possibly be 50-50.
No.
So it's gotta be at best 60-40 because I'm shouldering the majority of the load. That's why I put this, I framed it in like a torque equation example, because like you said, Ray, she got to move closer to the middle in order for this to be balanced because my side already heavy. You see what I'm saying? And bringing her into it adds to it. So to counterbalance that, we can't be at the ends. You know what I'm saying? The ends of the seesaw in order to try to balance it. We're gonna have to move positions. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, there's always going to be a balance. It's just a matter of how you go about doing it. What's the relative positions, you know what I'm saying, that constitute that balance. So just like 50-50 make 100, so do 60-40. Same thing, 70-30.
Exactly.
Yep.
And when you give a woman equal say so to you, I can tell you get ready to have some problems.
Shit, you're gonna have more than problems. Brother Polo said we're biologically complementary, but not identically complementary.
Yeah, I mean, and you could just look at here. We could tie this into mathematics. If you look at like complementary triangles, they are the same triangle but of different magnitudes.
Mhm.
So it's the same thing with men and women. You know, just look at us physically in regards to strength. You understand what I'm saying? Women got physical strength just like men, but it's just not on the same magnitude.
Mhm.
So again, outside of genetics, how are we 50-50?
Mm. I was thinking to
Because
start dating
Said
people
love.
coming together.
once you get past some genetics, it's really hard to say that men and women is equal
Mhm.
because of the things that men do and contribute in comparison to what women do and contribute.
Well, you know, even the Bible it says itself, like love her as unto a weaker vessel. It tells you right there, no
Mm-hmm.
equality there. A
Mm-hmm.
weaker vessel she is. So, um, yeah.
And
The other thing I was go ahead, go ahead.
just to throw this in there real quick, you know, in the relationship between a man and a woman, somebody got to be the leader. We both can't be the leader. You know, I just know it's being a leader is not a part-time fucking job. You either do it or you don't. You know, as a man, you can't be a leader Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and she a leader the rest of the fucking week. No, you got to. It's like being a man 3 times a week. No,
He
you got
said,
to be a man 7 days a
Well,
week.
he's a weekend warrior.
Yeah, you can't lead the decisions up to her, man. I'm telling you. You lead the decisions up to your woman. One, she not really gonna respect you as a man. She can't. Because you're delegating some of your duties, that your manly duties, to her. And she wanna feel like a
yeah,
female.
Mm.
yeah.
Mhm.
Last time I checked too, like, you know, two heads on the same body is
A
it's a
monster.
deformity.
Well, I
And
mean, we
if you
already
think
got
about
two
what you
heads.
said, Tom,
We already got two
yeah,
heads. Fucking with her make three.
three. There you go. Right. But yeah, I was going to also say, just thinking about detaching heads. If we want to say she takes the leadership one day, you take it the next day. Last time I checked, doctors don't have time to keep switching heads on the same body every day.
Yeah, but this ain't. I mean, I'm not Manny Faces from He-Man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a quintesson. I'm the same person every day. But
Yeah, exactly.
that's just the way
Mm,
I
mm,
look at
mm.
it. You know what I'm saying? Somebody has to be in charge, and it's
Yeah,
reflected. You know what I'm saying, throughout life in different situations. When you go to work, somebody got to be in charge. Somebody got to follow the orders. It's just the natural. You know what I'm saying, way things are.
There's only one bull in the pen.
Yeah, well,
There's only one bull in the
yeah,
pen.
one more in the China shop.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know that bull, it calms down everybody else in the pen. You know, like a wild horse, if it's a wild horse, right? You put him with a calm horse. That's what a man is. The calmness, the coolness. Yeah.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think about that whole theory of an alpha female and an alpha male, or a guy that
It's
calls himself an
theory.
alpha female?
It's a theory.
A guy calls himself an alpha. Is that-
The answer was in the question.
I mean,
What do you think?
I'm a just apply the logic, because that's what I consistently try to do, is apply the logic.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'm going to say some shit. It might not make no sense to you right away. You really have to go away and really think about it. And sometimes I'm going to say some shit and it's going to immediately make sense to you. But here's the thing. Like I said, life is a dichotomy.
Yeah.
Alpha beta is a dichotomy. If I'm the alpha, she naturally got to be my opposite.
That's correct. Yeah.
You understand? And then if she a woman and in this relationship dynamic with me, she's submissive to me, how the fuck could she be an alpha? You can't be an alpha and submit at the same time. It's an oxymoron.
Now
You can't be hold on, Rich. You can't be an alpha and be a follower at the same time. It's an oxy-fucking-moron. And guys act like, you know, like they brain break temporarily and just stop working. hopefully, this. I mean, ideally this would be enough of an argument to dead the whole situation. But you still gonna have people that try to, give women undue credit. There's no
I'm
such
gonna
thing as an alpha female. Women are beta by default because they follow us by default. I could be mistaken.
now. I'm gonna
I'm
say
saying.
something that is going to nail the coffin. She can be an alpha female amongst the betas, amongst the
That's
average,
facts.
but
Yeah.
the alpha female, when she comes across the grandmaster alpha, she then becomes the beta. The polarity kicks in.
Now I'm gonna tell you why I disagree with that. Because she might be like queen of the betas, but she like the head beta. You cannot say in one breath that being an alpha is a leader, and then you only a leader part-time. So that's like saying you're a part-time alpha.
Well, it's just like in a hockey league or in a football team, you have a captain and then you got an assistant.
Mhm.
You have, for example, Biden, and then you have what's her name? Kalama?
Calamity
Camilla, Camilla, some shit like
comma
that.
chameleon.
Chlamydia.
Oh,
She get ready to roll Sleepy Joe ass straight to the motherfucking old folks home.
Oh jeez. And he's actually I gotta give you Americans a hand clap because damn, this guy can read scripts damn good. He's a good reader. He's a good reader.
That motherfucker is a plagiarizing lying ass motherfucker.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like the grandpa that would read a night book to a story like a storybook to like a 6-year-old
That motherfucker remind me of
and then touch him.
of a tall. He remind me of a tall version of Grandpa from the Adams from the Monkeys. Just look like Joe. Look like he'd roll up on you with a joint and a cake on some Doctor Strange shit.
He's enjoying the cake.
He'll float up to you and shit. You like, where'd you get over there, nigga?
The fuck, man.
Just appear over the shoulder. It's Joe time.
Shit.
Joe
hey.
Vision.
I was going to say, what is lead spelled backwards?
Say again.
What is lead spelled backwards?
Mm.
Uh,
I caught that.
Deal.
yeah, deal. The A and the E is switched around, but I get what you're saying.
What?
DAEL is the word. I don't even know how to pronounce.
I know you're about to go with this.
I don't know. I'm a little bit slow, but I'm gonna blame it on AARP right now. I'm blaming it on the liquor right now.
I'm wearing this face.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm having this Benson. any Belvedere's Benson.
Yeah.
$15 less.
Shout out to everybody in the chat
I
room.
guess,
Oh yeah, shout out to the chat, man.
Chat.
Indeed.
yeah, shout out to the chat.
Say hi to everybody.
Mhm.
Polo, last
Blaming
night.
on the alcohol.
Oh, that's
Man
too
Cave,
much, man.
what's up? Polo, what's up?
Mm-hmm.
Last
What's
Don.
up, G?
Mm-hmm.
Man K.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't see no Polo, G, Man K.
Mm-hmm.
Salute Ray J in the chat.
Indeed.
This is my salute Ice. Appreciate y'all for coming through.
Exactly.
I know,
Exactly.
yeah.
Damn, yo.
But
Oh, the deal. Break down that deal, bro.
yeah.
You about to,
Yeah.
I know you
Well,
got that.
here's the thing. Because like when Rich was mentioning this alpha female idea, that's definitely like in the Matrix. That's like Matrix talk, the hive, all of that. Yeah, I could get that. But then if you think about it though, with these guys, right? when a simp gets around a female, he's not obviously trying to be a leader or lead. He doesn't know nothing about that. He's just trying to get a good deal. But then he ends up misled. Why? Because he's not realizing she's leading him vicariously, or she's doing things that's causing him to follow her in, I guess, that paradigm. When Whereas when it's a man that's not a simp, he gets around a woman, or someone or a chick that's just trying to be a woman in his life, you know what I'm saying? Automatically by default, it's all about a lead. And it's a good deal with me. You know what I'm saying? For me to be leading in this situation. You know what I'm saying? Hands down.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying now. Yeah, that makes some sense to me. I mean, in my own personal life, and I could get the shorties to come on and tell you, I tell them out the gate, you're not fitting to lead me nowhere. Period. In the story, I'm not even gonna go. You can't even drive me nowhere. Move over. Hey, I know this your car, but
Just
move over. I already know where the fuck I'm going. I don't need no GPS or nothing.
So, no backseat drive. You going backseat drive? You're gonna have to get out. You're gonna have to get out.
Passes. I hate that shit.
Well, I think the reason as to why
just sit over there, shut up, and just enjoy the ride.
I believe the reason as to why they take that personification of a temporary leader is because they're so used to dealing with betas that they naturally fit that. They have to fulfill the role, like water that fills a space no matter the shape of the space. So for that time being, which is the majority of their life, they have to fit that criteria. Plus,
or
the marketplace, as well as the way the society is built, it indoctrinates them to be a strong and powerful woman.
See,
we don't.
I was gonna say, see, Rich, you think about it. Does she naturally fit that, or is it that she artificially fits that? So her life is
artificially fits it, and that's the reason
there.
why
You go.
When
there
she's with a man, she feels so happy to let her hair down low. She feels so happy for herself to feel relaxed because she's not used to doing that throughout the majority part of her day.
Yeah, that's facts. A lot of these women got that AOI leadership, that artificial intelligence leadership.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know where they're going, and
they still don't know the language. They're still learning it.
Yeah, they don't really know how to take you nowhere. You know what I'm saying? They want kind of like the wind. They can blow in any direction and at any given time. So it's hard to lead somebody under those circumstances. I tell women all the time they don't make good leaders, and then I explain to them why I don't think they make good leaders, and then they think that I make sense, and then they agree, and I don't have no problems.
See, that's why I think, and this might shock some people. This is why I think there's been more girls born instead of boys, because they're born amongst guys who never knew how to lead. So you're passing on feminine genetics to your kids. That's why you end up with you got to think he did not have enough testosterone in him to produce Y chromosomes.
Actually, that's some real shit. That's a real phenomenon. A lot of guys, you know what I'm saying? And this is how you know that this is true. Go look at guys who only have daughters, and what's going on with them physically is that their body is producing sperm with mostly X genes in it. And your doctor will tell you, as a man, if you want to have a better chance of having a baby, you have to ejaculate more often so you can shed off a lot of those X gene carrying sperm. Yeah, that's actually a real thing. No shit.
That's why I'm not a. I appreciate that. That's why I am not a big fan of this no fap. We see these beta males. You look at these no fap videos. Beta male looking ass dudes. White beta male, black beta male, brown. I don't care. I don't care. I ain't bite my tongue on that. Beta male looking ass dude.
Shit, I
Got
fat in her.
no.
I mean, that's why that's why I felt that it was very important, that I at least put it out there, even though, what I'm saying, it didn't originally start with me, because I picked it up listening to Ron Wills, even though I've already a lot of the shit that I hear other guys say I've already done. I just didn't bother to verbalize it. But that's why I advocated and supported the message that Ron Wills was putting out about what semen retention is and what it ain't. And a lot of guys practice abstinence or all-out celibacy and misconstrue that as what semen retention is. And it's technically semen retention because you're not ejaculating, but that's not the concept of semen retention, because it's the concept of semen retention has to do with having better sex. And it just means not ejaculating when you have sex. So a lot of these guys, they call it semen retention, and technically by definition they right, but they're not practicing the idea, as it is intended to be practiced. Because all they got to do is go read some Hindu literature to know, and some tantric practices to know that what they think is semen retention is what they think they doing is semen retention, but it's not. No, niggas is in really literally in monk mode, for real.
And another thing where I can say where it's capped, like what dudes talking about how they be busting joints down or be getting top from, but they don't nut. So it's either one or two things. It's either that situation's not taking place, or they got some, they got some wop, but it's not wet. It's just some whack ass pussy and some whack ass head. I'm saying, so whereas though you basically brought that into your cipher, if that
Yeah,
is
I mean,
that did happen.
Oh, my bad, Ice.
No, you good. Not because it's like, my experiences that happens. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
the sauce is good. The you know what I'm saying, the mouth is good. Shit happens. It's just, I tell brothers just from experience, just don't bust your load in their mouth.
Yeah, I can speak directly from my own personal experience. So essentially, I've been practicing semen retention and just not calling it that for years. This is one of the reasons why chicks, stay around me, because I'm a good lover. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this shit. I didn't just start when I came on YouTube. A lot of motherfuckers think that when you come in this space and you say something, they think that you just started doing it when you came here. No. I've been doing this for 20, 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't just start doing it. I didn't call it that. Matter of fact, I didn't call it anything. I just started doing it. Nobody didn't consult anybody. Nobody said try this idea. I just did it on my own through trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been learned that true semen retention, which is neglecting to ejaculate during the actual sex act. You know what I'm saying? I've been knowing that make you a better lover.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just to say, I mean, I give credit where credit is due. It's not an original idea, and I thought that guys had a fundamental misunderstanding. But I think that in general, You know, and I always say that people's semantics is fucked up because when your semantics fucked up because what you say it forms a picture in people's mind. You know what I'm saying? So if your semantics is fucked up, you're gonna construct the incorrect picture.
Just like boyfriend.
Exactly. If you 40, it's not logical to be dealing with a woman that consider you to be her boyfriend. The semantics is not even. You 40 years old. You ain't been a boy in 25 years. I mean, the least she could do and be respectful and accurate is to say that you're her man friend. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the way my mind works. I can't expect everybody's mind to work like that.
Women will think that. Sorry, don't mean to cut you off. I think women like idealize and dream of having an older man as their long-term mate, but older men, this sees her as a vehicle, right? Which is not a bad thing. An older man has established himself, primed himself, and now is enjoying the fruits of life. Why not?
The older man doesn't see her as I think, well, the older man, it's going to sound pretty raw, but like the older man just sees her as just something just to stick his dick in.
Yeah. A toy, a plaything.
Mm-hmm. What did David say? David, he said he wanted the younger ones to give him more life. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason why he had them around.
At the end of the day, man, all women are the same, but all women are not the same. You know what I'm saying? And, I can tell you because I'm older than the three of you guys, not by much, but still older. And I'm pretty sure I'm significantly older than some of the guys in the chat. The older you get, man, the more boring women become because it's almost. I mean, you hoes.
It's the same freaking hole.
You don't even surprise me. It's not even fun anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me a challenge, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop trying to play with the pussy with me. Quit all that. Mm-hmm. And personally, for me,
we want
personally for me, and I've remarked on this before. Women, I get turned off by women. She could turn me off she could blink wrong and I get turned off. She might like her semantics might be fucked up and it turned me off. It's just like, oh, damn, I had such high hopes for you.
If she sounds like a sheep while you're having sex with her, that's a turn off.
Even before you start having sex with her. At this point, man, I'm like, at this point, Ray, man, I'm like, yeah, I want to fuck, but at this point in life, man, I can fuck, and then like, as soon as I get out the pussy, like immediately out the pussy, it's like, damn, did I just have sex? I can't even remember that.
Right. Shit. Yeah, I feel you. I know what you mean, man. I'm starting to feel that way sometimes.
It's almost like you gotta fuck all day in order for it to feel like you actually been fucking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like a dream. It's like, oh damn, I just had a dream that I was fucking. Yeah. Facts.
I would say, man, because I was 20 and 25 and 30 one time before too. Next time I see those ages, it'd be 120. But when I was younger, man, I was like a lot like these young dudes, knucklehead, didn't want to listen, thought I knew it all, trying to fuck everything that moved, But after a while, not that it get played out, but it's like I done this shit so many times. It's like when you open the book, you already know what the story is. Mm-hmm. So it's nothing surprising. It's almost like it's not fun because you just going through the motions. You don't already figured out how to do women.
Yo, it's a
Just go
point.
through the motion. And then chicks want to still play and make it hard as if they ain't recognize the fact already that you know what the fuck you doing because she in your face.
Yeah.
And that I'm like, man, I don't even got time. We'll take your pussy and go on. Bye. See?
I like that, man. It's different.
Yeah, I don't need it. Neither one of you, bitches.
That's better than saying walk to the door or here's the door.
I
Take your pussy with you.
Yeah, I just dismissed one. Shit, what's today? The 22nd on the 20th, and I explained to her, you know, what I'm asking you to do is it ain't even about the activity. It's really unimportant. It's about the compliance and the fact that, you know, I got to pull teeth to get that. Nah, I'm good. Appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Yeah.
no,
I found that also. I found that also with these chicks, man, when you start using some biblical terms, they get offended. Like, for example, call her a bitch. Okay, they used to being called a bitch. Call her a harlot. Harlot? Excuse me? You're my concubine. What? Like what? Like it's like her heart takes a back seat. Like what?
She starts reading the Bible to try to come back with a response.
Man, women always in their feelings, man. They always in their feelings. They always
Yes,
want
it
you to
should
say
be.
some shit that's gonna be flattering to them. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's to the detriment of you. So
Facts.
I take what the fuck women say with a grain of salt. And
can't take them serious.
Me and RPC did a video he dropped not too long ago, and a female commenter remarked that this is no lie right here. You can actually go and check the comments yourself. But the video is about hoes. But she said, I have a problem with you guys' liberal use of and I'm just paraphrasing. I have a problem with you guys' liberal use of the word bitch because I never felt like a female dog before, and I find that to be offensive. But I have absolutely no problem with the word hoe. I was like, what this? Shut the fuck up. I know women prefer not to be called either one, you know, unless we're in a certain situation, like in a sexual situation. Oh, then it's all good. So get the fuck out of here with that dumb shit. It's shit like that. Just that.
Yo, but I was
like, get the fuck out of my face, because I don't want to have to deal with all that mental gymnastic, judo, pseudo bullshit. I don't got time for that. And very low tolerance for it.
Women are the most insecure.
Super insecure.
Yeah.
A bitch could literally be physically a dime, and she still, you know, she'll fake like she feel like that, but it ain't authentic.
Everything on IG is a lie.
See, but I'll be honest with you. Now I look at it as a term of endearment. Really, it's actually a compliment because I have a female dog, and I'm actually giving her more credit than she deserves because my dog has, you know, a better character and a personality, you know, and it's a better companion.
It's been trained by you. That's why.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
and it don't talk back. It barks, but it don't talk back.
Yeah.
And you can even train it not to shit on your carpet.
Yeah.
And she likes to be wearing electrical leashes too.
Leather doggy jackets.
Damn. So that's what I'm gonna put out here. Steve Harvey did not teach these females how to think like a man. He thought he did.
Oh no,
but he did.
Nah, matter of fact, dudes got to learn how to think like a woman and act like a man.
At this point,
no homo, because I know how you niggas will take that shit. No, let me clarify. You know what I'm saying, for the record, when I make that statement, because I said it before, just in another way. You guys need to learn how to act like men and do to women some of the same shit that they do to you.
Agreed.
You know, like learn how to ignore bitches like they ignore you. You know, when you trying to talk to her, she turn her motherfucking nose up. Yeah, well, when that hoe come get in your face, turn your motherfucking nose up.
Yeah, and you gotta test. You gotta test women. Test everyone.
But not you ain't turning your nose up maliciously. You turning your nose up to let this bitch know you in the presence of greatness right now, bitch.
She can smell it too. Yeah, she smells that Prada.
Mm-hmm.
She smells that Armani.
I done been out with man that had chicks remark. You know what I'm saying? Damn nigga, what the fuck is you doing looking at yourself? You ain't that motherfucking fly. You know what I'm saying? I just be walking and just check my own goddamn self out. Make sure all my shit, you know what I'm saying, is right and exact. So, you know.
Yeah.
It's all about your attitude, man. 99% of dealing with women is your attitude. How you and this the thing is motherfuckers these dating motherfuckers, they tell you that shit. The woman care more about what you think about yourself than what she think about you.
Yeah.
But dudes don't get that it's about them. You know what I'm saying? They don't have that attitude. It's about me. And if they had that attitude, their dealings with women will improve dramatically.
The other thing is, the other thing as well is it's just like guys need to actually have a standard set in place. Definitely a set of standard. And soon as something is out of line, you gotta comp it. You gotta stomp it right away. And women are nervous, you know, like guys are nervous about sending text messages. Women are also nervous in response to a strong man.
Mm-hmm.
A man is ready.
It make them giddy.
Yeah,
giddy like little girls.
That's true. That's very true.
Exactly.
And they'll speak louder amongst the stronger men, like when they're amongst each other.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a check on the live tomorrow night. You know, y'all be able to hear. Ice and Ray, you done heard it already.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't no pretend.
Mm-hmm.
No, I really do the shit that I talk about.
We already know. We see the receipts.
It's not contrived, which is why after I did the series with her, I bought her on so you can hear from her yourself.
Mm-hmm. It's not some Sims, you know, character shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, everything's legit over here. You know, that Sims shit that was basically created after Macology.
I have a question for everyone.
What's that?
What's your favorite pimp code?
Shit, be a motherfucking man. Isn't everything else is secondary, really?
Okay.
Gotta they you know, like in the pickup community, they say maintain frame. That's a different way of saying be a fucking man.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is motherfuckers think you could turn that shit off and on.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, life is not just about living in the gray.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta embrace the extremes because the gray don't exist without the extreme.
I think the extremes make life exciting.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All of it makes life exciting. You know, that's that holy trinity. That's some 3 steps on Jacob's ladder. You know what I'm saying? The high, the low, and everything in between.
Bro, believe it or not, that's how, you know what I'm saying, more so the interaction is with me and you know, women, because it's like you do get bored after a while, so you just start doing experimental stuff that's to the extreme. You know, it's just you deal with this shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
I like pushing the envelope.
I agree 100%. You know, and then there's that component of dealing with women where you know you want to introduce her to something new. Am I loud enough? Am I too low?
No, you good. You good.
Okay. Yeah, well, you want to introduce her to something new. You know, that's how you construct that trophy to leave in her mind by introducing her to some new shit. You know, you fucking her every day. How new is that? You know what I'm saying?
Or even having a conversation. I mean, it's pretty much. It's like I asked. I posed that a long time ago. I think on it might have been on G's channel, and he kept laughing. I was like, "Why you keep saying that?" And because I kept asking, guys, how many parrots do they own? Because it's like this, you know, with them, it's either their parrots or the pigeons. But you can actually make a pigeon into a parrot, but they're either or, you know.
Mm-hmm.
One's a flightless, dirty bird, and the other one is a bird that, you know, is reflecting your conversation.
Mm-hmm. Same thing when you use the sun and moon example. You know what I'm saying? It's the exact same thing. You know, women and Dante Nero said this. Patrice O'Neill said the same thing. I'm saying it too because to at least to an extent it's true. You know, women kind of don't really have a personality.
No.
This is why they can't attract guys without their body.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is when a woman deal with you, you know what I'm saying, she has a tendency to reflect what it is that you are putting into her. And you could tell because she start taking on your mannerisms. Start saying little phrases and shit she heard
Oh
you
yeah.
say. Start doing, little idiosyncratic behaviors that she done seen you do and she start emulating.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Polly
So
Yeah.
boy cracker.
that right there lets you know that, that it's what that the role of a woman in regards to yours as a man is to follow
Mm-hmm.
and not to lead. Which to go back and tie it into this alpha beta thing, if life is dichotomous by nature, there can only be one alpha.
Their
And
na- their nature is to copy. That
mhm,
is the
to
strictly.
emulate, to follow. And
Yeah.
women know that. They know by nature they prefer to follow.
Oh,
It
100%. Now,
to
a
be
simple example of this is if you just look at Instagram and you see, like, for example, a girl that went to Dubai, for example,
mhm,
she will have the same photos as the another girl that went to Dubai, exactly the same, on the camel, on the camel's back, riding in the AT wheelers at the beach or
with
whatnot,
with the duck lips
with the duck lips,
and the horse
exactly,
pose and shit.
wearing a turban, smoking shisha,
Mhm,
and this same thing is continuous. It's just like, like you have these dances which are exactly the same that they all do.
mhm.
The list goes on, man.
That's why I said earlier, all women are the same, but all women aren't the same. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the shit that women do, is the same for all women. But that's due to their nature because female nature is female nature. And it applies across species. So
Mm-hmm.
when I call a woman a bitch, and she get mad because she knows it's a female dog, and what she failing to realize is that even though it's a dog and she a human being, y'all both still animals because you're both mammals.
Yeah.
Uh,
I remember this this chick that I worked with at the time, and I think she was hyped about the Beyonce concert. She said, "Well, that was her favorite artist," and I was like, "Oh, okay, you're a basic bitch." And I just walked away.
I tell women out the gate. First of all, I'm a grown ass man. You can't tell me shit. I'm gonna say whatever the fuck I feel like it, whenever I feel like it. You have two options. You can stay and listen, or you can leave. But you're not fitting to tell me what the fuck I can and can't do. My mama been dead. And then I ain't listened to that bitch in years either. Fuck out of here with that. Now, as far as the word bitch is concerned, in my mind, it's no different than when I say woman, which is no different than when I say girl, which is no different than when I say hoe, which is no different than when I say female, etc., etc. Anything to do with a woman. To me, in my mind, it's all the same. It don't really mean nothing. You know, I'm not trying to be malicious when I say the shit. It's just the way. It's just the manner in which I choose to express myself. Now, is it the most acceptable manner of expression? Of course not. But I'm still not going to allow anybody to dictate to me how I get to express myself. Fuck out of here with that. Again, you got two options. You can listen, or you could get the fuck on up the street. And I'm not finna argue with you about it.
Mm-hmm. You can tell your story walking.
Yeah, by herself.
Let me see you kick that rock. Or how your boy said in Wolverine, how your girl said in Wolverine, motherfucker, walk till your feet bleed.
Damn.
Then keep walking.
Where the fuck did that come from?
I don't know, but that shit was fucking damn. I can't even fucking say that shit.
What part of the movie is
for me?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one with old girl. She touched your boy. I think he was Strucker. He was like in charge of the dude who was in charge of the program that made Wolverine. Touched that motherfucker and told that motherfucker, now walk until your feet bleed. And then and when they start bleeding, keep walking, motherfucker. And he had been walking, and a car pulled up on him and shit, and looked at him and seen his feet was bleeding and shit. And he wouldn't stop walking. He kept going. They tried to get him in the car. And motherfucker kept walking. Somebody like shot him or some shit.
Shit.
Wow, yo, it was one of them X-Men joints. But yeah, I mean, I literally be like that with women. You know, it's not because I'm an asshole dude. It's just that I refuse to play games with women.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that. You're not running anything. I already know where I'm going. You're more than happy to come along for the ride. I'm happy to have you, but you're not coming here telling me how the fuck to drive the car. I need to put my seatbelt on. Have I checked the directions on the GPS? Telling me I'm going the wrong way. Man, get the fuck. Matter of fact, I just put this new ejector seat in my shit. Let me see if it works.
Mm-hmm. You put the ejector button.
Get the fuck on. I'm just not gonna put up with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And this ain't just start when I turned 40. It didn't start when I turned 30. It didn't start when I turned 20. And if my mother was still alive right now today, you know, since niggas like receipts, I'd get my motherfucking mama on the phone to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, since niggas think that I gotta pretend. I don't have to pretend. Pretend for who? Fuck you think you is? I won't even pretend for myself. The fuck I'm gonna pretend for you for? Fuck out of here with that shit.
Here.
Quit running up on niggas with all that whack shit. You're not an MC like me.
I just lost that shit.
I think works are art, nigga. Niggas is trying to construct artwork. Not Picasso. I'm Macasso, nigga.
Okay. Actually, that would be good for a shirt, man. Fuck, that's a good idea.
Yo, he killed it with that shit.
Like that. Picasso.
Yo, he fucked it up with that when I was. Yo, I just had a thought. I was like, nigga.
I ain't the Dark Knight, nigga. I'm Mac the Knight.
Mac the Knight. Mac the Knight.
The long chin, nigga.
Magneto.
Mm-hmm. Motherfucking magnificent. Mm-hmm. All the way from the motherfucking from Pangea, nigga. Motherfucking Mac Lannis.
Mm-hmm. Talk to
in
him.
my motherfucking Maxima
Mm-hmm.
with all this mac sauce,
Mm-hmm.
extra mac sauce.
Mm-hmm.
No bumps, nigga. Smooth.
This guy.
Criminal. Lean to the side like Mike. Not with the sparkly glove, but with the infinity gauntlet, nigga.
Oh
Looking
shit.
like
It's custom.
Oh shit.
with the George Burns cap on turned backwards. With a members only jacket on.
He's
I don't even know nothing about that.
Oh shit. You're fucking dead right now. What the fuck did you just do?
I'm telling you, man. Yeah, Shorty will be on tomorrow. Be on the live with me tomorrow night. She'll tell you, nothing. This is nothing contrived about me. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Not a goddamn thing. Nothing about me is contrived.
Mm-hmm.
She know me personally, like in person, face to face. Knows to smell my motherfucking breath before.
Now, what do you think? What's the difference between a woman that knows you personally, right, versus some chicks that just be on your panel and shit, like, you know what I'm saying, and they just talking about fucking getting their nails and toes done, and they're just fucking talking and shit, and you're just allowing them to talk on your shit, and they didn't really just offer you anything, and they go home, or they're married and whatever, and they just, you know what I'm saying, render their service to somebody else, but they just go on your fucking shit and just be just like, hey girl, hey child, that other bullshit. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I can only speak for myself, man. But on my channel, and I mean, I've this is just a practice of my own. I don't even really deal with these chicks on the internet like that because I'm an old school dude. I'm used to meeting bitches in person. You know what I'm saying? And at worst, through other people.
Right.
But the reason why I decided to bring Chick on my panel is because I dealt with her in real life, and then with the folks that patronize, content creators on, like in the chat, for example. I remember when motherfuckers was screaming about receipts. And not that I'm obligated to provide them, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't have to prove shit to nobody. But just in me, you know what I'm saying, maintaining how I do shit, I decided that I thought that it would be authentic for me to actually bring on somebody who I know personally, who, you know what I'm saying, who knows me well enough that they can vouch for the shit that I'm saying. Now, that's still, could leave room for some doubt in some people's minds. But then what the fuck do she got to gain by lying for me? I ain't gonna marry the bitch or make her my girlfriend. So what does she have to gain? Just to make me look good?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna go through all of these shenanigans to accomplish that. But personally, you know what I'm saying, if it ain't about no motherfucking money, then I'm not trying to have chicks on my media outlet.
So what do you think that what do you think that's all about? Like if a dude just basically just has a bunch of like just bitches on his on his outlet and just chatting it up really about
prove something.
Yeah. Huh?
Well, I mean, it depends on what the hell they trying to accomplish, man. You know what I'm saying? It really depends on what they trying to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
What's the end goal?
I think he's trying to be building a connection with her.
I mean, that's possible. That's possible.
In many cases, I think in more cases than none.
So you say he's trying to have a connection with her.
Yeah.
Right. He's trying to build his connection to her.
Yes, and he's using his following date, and she sees the following as a potential come up. You dig?
Mm.
Well, I mean, if it's something to benefit off of, because I'm always trying to benefit. I don't mess with chicks unless I benefit.
benefit.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But it really is. It really, like I just said at the end of the day, it really depends on what's the intent of the invitation. You know what I'm saying? What is it? What is it meant to do? But since I've been on Instagram, I'm not opposed to having conversations with women, but for the most part, when us guys chop it up, it's just the way I do things.
Mhm.
I don't try to include women in most conversations I have with other men
Mhm. And
because
that's the thing.
I know women do the same thing.
Mhm.
There's a lot of shit that women they operate like the mafia. I said that before.
Mhm.
They got information networks and different ways of communicating, and dudes have no fucking clue. And
Exactly.
I think that as men, we do a disservice to ourselves. And the manosphere, the red pill space is evidence of it. That we do a disservice to ourselves
Mhm.
by over including women in the shit.
Yeah.
And what women have a tendency to do of taking it and then they monetize our ideas and do better at it than we do.
Absolutely. Now, Pete Game. When I was younger, right? From what I understand, when men have a conversation and what quote unquote when these guys use the word game. Now, I'm with the shit that you're basically putting. I don't give a fuck what people say on this channel. It's still the same bullshit because it's co-ed. You know, motherfucker. When men are chopping it up, right? Quote unquote with if this game, women and children are not involved in the conversation. They automatically excuse themselves, right? And that's another level. Now, depending on the type of man you are, you know what I'm saying, a woman's automatically going to excuse herself. Just as a child, motherfucker's not going to be in here rubbing on your leg, chiming in, or can you play with my toy, or any type of bullshit, right? So automatically, she basically just sees you as a male BFF. She knows you're just really a flower cake, and you're just basically her beard. I mean, she's your beard. I'm sorry. So it's just like with people, it's like that's why I don't like this shit when people use it because it's like, hey, game this and game that. Learn the game. I got the game. You got the game. Do you want a coffee? You want a caramel macchiato latte? Espresso with foam in it and fucking whipped cream and sprinkles and shit. Like these niggas is different. Like this is just different
I
shit.
think as a collective, whether you in the manosphere or not, whether you red pill or not, but just if you involved in this YouTube content creator space in any way, as guys, I think we dropped the ball by bringing women in to the extent that we did. I think a lot of guys, to put it another way, I think a lot of guys got behind the camera and got turned into Tinder dicks. The fact that that's what they already were.
Bro.
And allowed these women to come in. And now these women are doing, in most cases, are doing better than most guys. And it shouldn't be like that. How are they doing better with our information? You know what I'm saying?
And a sissy is doing better with their information. He's on top of the manosphere. So look, you can't say all these guys, right? Is these motherfuckers? They dropped the ball. I've only been doing this for about a year and almost 2 years in April. And you knew if I would have started back then, this you know what I'm saying, like, nah. I can't say I wouldn't have stopped it, but it's like, nah, this ain't my fault. This is their fault. These niggas is cupcakes.
A lot of these guys, are just getting, acquainted with me on YouTube because I just really started doing it. Hold on one second.
I think most of these guys are getting acquainted with women for the first time on YouTube.
Yeah.
But a lot of guys is just getting acquainted with me on YouTube. But Ice, Rich, and a lot of these other content creators, I've been kicking it with guys since like the beginning of 2019. I just on Instagram. But I was saying a lot of the shit that I'm saying now that you just now hearing on YouTube, I've been saying since 2019, since I first came in the game, so to speak. You understand? Or since I first been around kicking it with guys. So, for example, I've been saying you already got these women. You don't have to work so hard.
Mm-hmm.
I've been saying, women gotta like you. That I only deal with the women that like me. I don't waste my time on other women. I've been saying niggas should ignore most women because most women ignore you.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Because this is how I already live my life. And this is not contrived for YouTube. This is not made for TV.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? I've been saying, and I really regret, but I'm a perfectionist. I understand myself. I know myself. I really regret deleting all those videos off of YouTube because those they would be my receipts right now. You understand? But I've been kicking it with guys saying, you know what? I think you guys making a mistake by including these women in this space. They ain't gonna do nothing but come in here and fuck it up. And that's exactly what the fuck happened.
Mm.
I started feeling myself for a minute, like, damn, nigga, you a prophet.
Yo, should I drop the names of the people that are actually like bringing these women in, man? It's getting so really annoying.
Well, at this point, you can't really point anybody out in particular because everybody's doing it.
Oh hell yes, sir.
Even I had some reservations about including the chick that I included, and I came to the conclusion that if I am going to include a chick, it's got to be somebody I know personally.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna get the best out of them. You understand what I'm saying? Which is why I do it that way.
I brought a woman onto my channel, but she likes the same shit that I like. Pussy. So
yeah.
So I you know what I'm saying? Like when people are like, oh, it's like, oh, well, you actually peeping game when she's basically saying she's showing you other stuff, but these guys are still wet behind the ears and still really just getting acquainted, with female nature.
A lot of guys think that they know women better than women. Let me explain something to you. You don't.
I'm trying to lazy stupid motherfuckers, man.
There's a bunch of shit about women. There's a bunch of shit about women that the most pimping pimp don't even know. So, that to say that when it comes to information about women specifically, women are always going to be the experts. Don't ever get in your ego about the shit. It is what it is.
And that's
man, you ain't gonna allow no woman to stand in front of your face and tell you how she could tell you more about manhood and masculinity than you can when you more qualified than she is. So guys gotta really get into their logic, and I keep saying that. But this part of the guy's problem is they don't think. They get an idea or a concept, they run with that shit without really analyzing it. Or they have to get advice for a situation that they got the answer to if they bother to invest any time thinking about it. This is the value of solitude. It gives you the space to start thinking, and then you develop a habit of doing it. So then you start thinking before you make moves. But guys want the Kool-Aid mix. They don't want to go pick the berries and juices and crush them up, and make fine wine Niggas want food coloring flavored Kool-Aid.
No shit.
You know, food coloring, water, and some sugar. You know what I'm saying? Niggas don't want you to heal them with the force. Niggas want a shiny Band-Aid with Mickey Mouse on it. You know, niggas don't want to do the work on themselves. You know, niggas don't want to improve themselves, which is going to naturally attract women.
Exactly.
They want the cheat sheet to the panties. And there is no cheat sheet.
I don't even think they even want that shit. They just want the, bro. I don't even think it's even the pussy because that shit is easy. These guys want the same thing these women. They want the fucking attention. Why do you think they basically hang around for free attention? Because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel like a player and shit. It makes them feel like somebody, when they having computer love and shit, or just other just dumb shit. Like I don't enjoy hanging around a woman. She's not doing anything for me.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. She has to make herself useful. I mean, she's just around me just to be around me. And it's just like, bro, I feel like I fucking failed myself.
Man, I the way I interact with women is I provide them a space, you know what I'm saying, for at least this time in their life, they can actually be honest with themselves about themselves, whatever it is about themselves, and come to some resolution. You know what I'm saying? With no judgment. That's why bitches fuck with me for years. Not weeks or months. I don't get ghosted by, you know what I'm saying, by chicks that I really fuck with. You know, I get ghosted by chicks that's goofy, who don't know no goddamn better. But I create a space for a woman to actually, take the time and explore what the fuck is going on with her. I actually sit down and talk with her. You know what I'm saying? And we examine what the fuck this really is. Like I had a chick, and she was a divorcee, and we eventually came to the conclusion that she knew what the fuck she was doing when she married that dude. She knew she was playing games, but she didn't want to admit it. So I gave her the space to admit it, not to me, but to herself. You don't think that bitch remember that? She'll never forget it. And what's the likelihood she gonna run into another nigga like that? Highly unlikely. That's why I'm a memorable motherfucker.
Because the average guy's not really thinking; he's feeling with the bitch.
The average guy's thinking about something completely different. See, Top has an objective.
This is not no game. This is just some human being shit.
Yeah. Top has an objective to kind of like unravel who she is, to understand her more and put her in position. While he remains in his position. But what most dudes do is try to focus out on what can I say to her to have sex, or what can I do to rub up on her. That's their big mission.
That's another thing that I said. That comes from my direct life experience. If I'm talking to a female and she in my face, you know what I'm saying? I've already taken the stance that, I got this pussy.
100%, man. 100%.
But that's just how I live in my everyday life. That's the way my mind work. And I didn't just decide to be like this 2 months ago, or even 2 years ago. And I'm pretty sure niggas who listen to me know, because you can't say that my shit ain't consistent, nigga. I say the same shit all the time.
Yeah.
I was going to say this to you. What's your thoughts on the other day when the young bull pull the K out and hit everybody in the manosphere.
Oh, that was epic, and more of that is needed. You know, I just put a drop out yesterday, day before yesterday, saying that for us guys, especially us black men, because it's really not a good look. You know what I'm saying? It's bad enough we watching all these rappers die in the street, getting killed by motherfuckers who look just like them. And truth be told, black people always been fighting black people, so it ain't nothing new. But we do have an opportunity to make something new.
So what happened?
Yeah, but the funny shit about that, he said niggas. He said niggas like fucking 48, 49, 50 years old talking about trying to learn game with a gray ass beard. It's just like, man, sit your nut ass down.
Yeah, that shit was wild. That was wild, and
I wish he'd have kept the video up. See, that's the only thing I took away. I thought he was staying on that shit, but it was just like, all right.
I seen that video. I didn't know that he took it down, and then I watched a little bit of the beginning of the next one, and then that was it. But him and Mr. Man in Action is both examples of what I said. You know what I'm saying? On one hand, with us guys, us black men in particular, because people watching us, other people's watching us, and I think niggas lose sight of this. It behooves us to be arguing back and forth. That's why I said I'm not even getting ready to reply to niggas. Really. I'm not arguing. I'm trying to make something out of this motherfucking shit. I'm not here just to be playing and babbling and shit, but it's not a good look when, you know what I'm saying, we as black men can't actually, this is why we ain't got shit, because we be too busy arguing with each other.
Well, that's the difference. That's the difference between minds, guys.
It ain't no different than how these motherfucking women be acting.
It takes too much energy to argue.
It takes too much energy for that shit.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I said, I don't care if motherfuckers lift from my material. I appreciate it. Free advertisement. It'd be nice if you shout me out. But if you don't, that's cool. Nigga, I'm not getting ready to waste no motherfucking time talking about you. Because I have an image to maintain. And it ain't contrived. I said I'm not getting ready to argue with motherfuckers. And I'm not getting ready to do that. But it's not a good look when we fighting each other. It ain't that many of us to begin with.
Yo, so somebody was trying to fight in the chat or something?
Nah, I mean, when I say fight, I don't mean that literally. I'm just saying motherfuckers being at odds with each other over nothing. You know what I'm saying? Every one of us got something to contribute. You know
I would say every one of us. I wouldn't go that far.
Well, I was all of the upstanding motherfuckers.
Yeah, better that way.
All of the upstanding motherfuckers got something to contribute. You know what I'm saying? And it's just my opinion that it would best serve all parties. You know what I'm saying? We was actually put them things together and construct something new, as opposed to all of us trying to be, you know, a village of all chiefs. You feel what I'm saying?
That's a scarcity mind. The people that do that have a scarcity mindset.
Yeah, this is why as black men, you know what I'm saying? This is one of the reasons why our women don't fucking follow us. Because we too goddamn busy arguing with each other. Same shit them hoes do. At the end of the day, man, we either go stand up and be motherfucking men all the way, or we just go pretend all the way. And I ain't with the pretend shit.
Yeah.
I'm not with that. I'm not with the bickering and beef, because I don't give a fuck what you say. Motherfuckers have said worse about me in my life, and goes probably say worse in the future. I'm only ever concerned about what the fuck you plan on doing to me. That's all I need to know. The rest of that shit is irrelevant to me. But you know what I'm saying? In 2021, niggas got an opportunity to change the motherfucking game. Since we want to talk about game, motherfuckers could really out here change niggas' lives. but you gotta do it by example. Can't do it just about lip service.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't just talk about it, you gotta be about it.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? But a lot of guys, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna include myself in it, even though I wouldn't necessarily say I'm really guilty of it in this space, but in my lifetime, yes. A lot of us get caught up in our fucking egos
Mm-hmm.
over not over shit that at the end of the day don't add up to nothing and don't produce nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the days of bickering and beefing and making content out of that shit should be over.
Mm-hmm.
That shit is only gonna go so far. You pigeonhole yourself, you know, by limiting yourself to that.
Exactly. I learned just from my experience because I'll be the first to say. I think I said it on a live stream before. I was correcting another channel holder because he had said something slick. I didn't catch it the last time and shit, but I called him on the next one. Where he said something to somebody else, but in reference to me, and I said, you know what, I would have actually been in AP classes. He said, but I basically struggle with keeping my hands and my mouth to myself. Even to this day, it's still a problem for me. And it's really, to be honest with you, it's not really a struggle because a struggle is like you're fighting against it. A lot of times I'm not fighting against it. I own that. Like, I'm not fighting against it. It's just like what I learned just even from last year, just from not just from the YouTube and stuff like that, man, but just really just keeping my hands and my mouth to myself, just even, offline. I see how that can really be effective, how that can affect my life in a negative way, in a sense. I mean, on here, it did in a way because niggas are still in their feelings about some shit that I said last year, And I was like, okay, get over it. It's words, whatever, okay, although it's true, so what? Deal with it, but on that end, it's just like they're just not men. And it's just I had to look at it that way. It's like they're just like a bitch with balls, and I just have to understand that, like, they're going to stay in their feelings, which I'm not saying that they're all the way wrong, which they are, but I'm not gonna say they're all the way wrong. But I can say I was wrong for basically saying that. Could have just turned the other cheek. You act like they didn't see it because no one wants to rock the boat. No one wants to call people out their shit. Just want to let them. I'm just gonna let you be a nut ass nigga. It's what I'm doing this year. Is that I'm just gonna let you be a nut ass nigga. I'm gonna let you be, uh, a copycat. I'm responsible for a lot of you little niggas out here creating these little spheres. Okay, okay, Jack. I'm responsible for a lot of you motherfuckers. I don't like any of you niggas. I think you're ugly and you're corny. Um, but it is what it is. I'm not really. Am I calling niggas names? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I'm trying to be nice. Um, I am not going to do the back and forth with you guys. At the end of the day, you know, when we turn this button off, right? You take this record button off. What is your life like? Mine's is real. That's all I can really say.
My position and my point of view is this. Is like I said, you know what I'm saying, as black people, black men specifically,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I mean, from what I can see, the way that God, we as a group, because
Yeah.
this ain't aimed at nobody specifically. I'm talking about all of us.
Mm-hmm.
So if motherfuckers want to ask who am I blaming, every goddamn one of us. How about that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Now stand up and be accountable for it.
Mm-hmm.
But on this YouTube shit, in particular with this, this content shit, creation shit, this is an opportunity for us to fucking do something.
Mm-hmm.
And I look at it as an opportunity wasted because motherfuckers be too much in their goddamn egos about shit,
Mm-hmm.
and just like you,
Yeah.
this is what that attitude, you know what I'm saying, that want to bicker back and forth attitude, because the same thing is in me, but
Yeah.
I keep it under wraps because that's what the fuck sent me to prison.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned from that experience that at the end of the day, it feel good at the time when you're doing it. But I can tell you, as an older guy, it don't feel good in my fucking 40s going to work out all goddamn day and then I gotta feel that shit the next day. It feels different. It don't feel good. You know, and as an older guy, you know what I'm saying, as an older black man, I feel like it's my responsibility as a black man to other black men, you know what I'm saying, to try to do something that's will actually be beneficial and could be a prolific change in a motherfucking life, even if it's only a handful of motherfuckers.
You're right.
And I feel like all of us got that goddamn obligation. And I find that you know, niggas be too much. Niggas is special. We got special ego requirements. That's totally different than any other goddamn people. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like, hey, Richard, hit your mute.
I can't hear you. It's choppy.
Yeah, it's your phone. Because I'm not even on the phone.
I think it might be Rich, bro.
Yeah, Rich, hit your mute.
I'm gonna get offline, guys. I'll figure it. I don't know if it's me.
Yeah, it was his connection.
Yeah.
But what was I saying? Yeah. As men, you know, especially looking at what the fuck is going on in this world, man. All the fuck we got at the end of the day to depend on is us as a group of people. Black women not coming to save us. White people not coming to save us. So for us to be fighting amongst ourselves, what the fuck is that going to produce?
Yeah. Nothing.
And then what example are we setting for motherfuckers coming behind us?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm not replying. I recognize when motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, use concepts that I done put out there I consider to be my own original. I just sit back and smile. Like, yeah, I know you feel me. You feel me so much. You become one of my parents.
No shit.
Well, Todd,
but
it's also like this.
There's no hate, no love. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Because now you just confirmed for me that I got the magic touch. You feel me? Through the internet, nigga.
Well, I was gonna say that.
Go ahead, Ray.
It's like
I didn't cut you off.
Oh, you're good. I was gonna say it's just like, you know, like the essence, like Mountain Mackmore, like Mountain Rushmore. People come to see the mountain. They come to see you looking down upon them. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come to you. You came to me. You came to the Mountain Mackmore to come view. Enjoy your time while you're here, checking out the view of Mountain Mackmore.
Yeah, it's like going out to a function and, you know, you paying all your money to get there to act a motherfucking fool. But that's just my personal take on it. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers could say I'm what you call me pro-black, hotep. I don't give a fuck what you call me. I'd have been called many things. I got 99 attributes. But what I ain't got, problem with bitches. Along with a whole host of other problems I don't got. But yeah, man. That's where I'm headed at. That's where my mind at in 2021. You know,
I could dig
it. We just got. And let me just say for the record, I predicted that Donald Trump would win again earlier in the campaign, and it turned out that I was incorrect. And on that note, but I was correct in the fact that at the end of the day, white people still in charge. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not always. I might not be on time to you, but I'm always right on time because I don't really get there before I'm meant to.
Exactly.
But yeah, that all to say, man, as a group, You know what I'm saying? Us as black men, we really can't afford to be taking no casualties
Mm,
in no way, shape, form, or manner at this point right here in this moment in time.
mm,
Now, you know, whether you agree or disagree, that's on you. But that's what I think.
mm. I, bro, I agree with you. My flesh, my
The
flesh.
spirit is swelling. I got you. I got you.
Yo, you kicking some real shit, but my flesh is like, because
And
bro,
I mean, that's why I'm trying to get guys to rise above that, man. That's part of the uh, uh, goals of my channel.
mm-hmm,
You know what I'm saying? Is that guys
Yeah.
I deal with, you know, we gotta, you know, we really gotta embrace this manhood shit.
mm-hmm,
Sometimes you gotta learn to set your
Yeah.
discipline aside, get for the greater good.
mm-hmm,
And you know, I don't. It's just my opinion that you ain't really fully into your manhood until you can learn how to do that, because that's literally the embodiment of putting your emotions to the side and dealing in your logic.
mm-hmm. And
Where
bro,
Right.
every time, bro, I do this, I'm gonna keep it a bean. Every time I be like, all right, you know, I'm gonna keep my hands, my mouth, myself. Like I ain't gonna do this. As far as even with the YouTube stuff, like I ain't gonna make a roast video or I ain't gonna make any response, and then boom, somebody come out with some shit. I get tested by God, or I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna work on my patience, and then I get a busy mouth nigga right in front of me, and
well,
I be good. I be good for like maybe about the sixth or seventh time, but then I just end up popping them.
well, I'll just say this in response to that. I mean, you just said yourself that it's a test,
Mm-hmm.
right? So do you plan on passing or failing?
I plan on passing it, but it's just like sometimes like biting into a York peppermint, man.
Yeah, well, I mean, chocolate
Wow.
do ruin your teeth. If
It's a
you,
sensation.
you
It's a
know,
sensation.
it be like that, man. Trust me.
Wow.
I mean, I've been there, Ice, before. I'm pretty sure Ray J done been there before. I'm pretty sure everybody in the chat done been there before. I'm pretty sure anybody on the replay gonna say that they probably been there before too. But in my own personal experience, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I deal with the same shit.
Mm-hmm.
I just say to myself, you know what, man? I'm just not going to invest the energy in that shit. I'm
Mm-hmm.
tired. Matter of fact, I got this yak and this motherfucking tree. Nigga, I'm getting ready to kick back, take me a sip, call this bitch, have her bring me a motherfucking steak, get my dick sucked, smoke this goddamn joint, and go to sleep and start over tomorrow.
I can dig it.
You know what I'm saying? Fuck that. I'm just not going to invest the time because there is no return on investment.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And why are we doing shit that we ain't getting nothing out of?
Exactly.
You know, that's
This is.
where I'm at with it.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna say this. It says like I had this banner that I wrote a while ago, and it was for something else, but it's the reason why I'm looking at this now. And after what was just said, it said the highest reward for a man's toil is not what he gets for it, but what he becomes by it. So if I
Oh,
can go
facts. That's
now,
facts.
mm-hmm, I came up with that.
That's very profound. That's
Mm-hmm,
why that's one of the criteria of my life. That's how I live my life. I do shit. I do shit not because of the necessarily because of the reward. You know, like for instance, what I would like to accomplish in this YouTube space, I don't think it ever been done before. But it ain't for me to sit back for motherfuckers to come pat me on the motherfucking back or for motherfuckers to look at me like I'm some kind of motherfucking demigod or nothing. You know
mm-hmm,
what I'm saying? But for the satisfaction of knowing that it was possible and that I was able to get it done.
mm-hmm,
You feel me? That's
mm-hmm.
where I get my satisfaction at. I don't get my satisfaction out of niggas, you know what I'm saying, clapping for me.
Mm-hmm.
I get satisfaction out of knowing that I wanted to do something. I tried it and I was able to execute. I do shit to see if I could do it. You know, not because other motherfuckers do it.
Yeah, it's that monkey see monkey do shit.
That's the difference between me and a lot of people. And I think people can sense that just in my speech. Because motherfuckers don't know me personally. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
But yeah,
I
man.
think like one of the final things I could say is, well, a long time ago when I got in these spaces, I realized it was pointless. I think what you find out amongst these guys is kind of going back to some of the things we mentioned earlier. Yeah, some of these guys are burly men, and you could talk about it, but I think it's just for those that really want to know that information, so that information is for them. But then beyond that, you really just want to know who's a god amongst men like you. I think that's what it comes down to. And I think that's only a small number of guys that think on that higher level. So really, I'm just about teaming up with those kind of guys.
Yeah.
If a guy's man, that's cool, but I'm kind of beyond this men mindset these days.
Yeah.
These guys ain't thinking on a higher level.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Ray. I'm past all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker come running up on me with the whack shit, you know, yelling and screaming like a little banshee or a little baby. I'm gonna just turn around and look at that motherfucker like he retarded. Like, what's wrong with you? You need a pacifier, motherfucker. You need Similac. You understand what I'm saying? Really on my good shepherd shit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look. And I've said this before. You know, being patient with niggas is a full-time job that you don't get paid for. So, you know, I'm not just doing this shit because I'm not doing it because I'm getting, you know, accolades out of it. I'm doing it because it need to be done. At least in my estimation, it need to be done. It should be done. It should have been done. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas, the truth is, niggas is just as out of order as these goddamn women is. That's part of the reason why these bitches won't submit.
Well, what you doing, Tom, it's like a labor of love.
I don't want to talk about
see, yeah, it's like what you're trying to do, Top, is a labor of love, but it's really a labor of love for yourself. You love yourself so much that everything around you got to be similar.
Exactly.
Labor of self-love.
Exactly. Now, you know, I mean, it's an embodiment of I want for my brothers what I want for myself. Like I said in my video, public service announcement, number 001. Niggas could love Jesus. Niggas could love Muhammad. Niggas could love Yeshua. Some motherfucker they never met before. But they can meet you and don't love you the same way. Nigga got psychological issues. You know, you don't just talk about it, my nigga. You got to be about it. That's what being a man is. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, man, definitely. I think as black people, black men specifically, you know, right now, in this moment, right now, we got an opportunity to really, really, you know what I'm saying, show the fuck out in our niggerish way. You know what I'm saying? But not negativity shit. And everybody got their own talent, their own specialty to add to the mix. You understand? I understand that, you know, not everybody is going to come with correct intentions, good intentions, or they just might be only intentions.
See, that's the part right there. Not see if a person is outright just let me know what it is. Like if they can say something rude, whatever. Like they don't like me. I like the fact that they can be vocal about it, shit. But man, they want some fun.
I said that before too. I got that from Mr. Fuller. I wish I lived in a world where I could tell a motherfucker, look, the reason is irrelevant. I'm telling you, I don't like you. And because I understand that and I don't want no conflict with you because I'm a black person and you're a black person, I'm gonna stay the fuck over here. I'm respectfully requesting that you stay the fuck over there so we don't got no conflict.
Yeah, I don't
See,
like when
that kind of dynamic is what it takes to shift the paradigm. And see, niggas still in the civil rights era. They ain't shifted the paradigm yet.
But there was some, you know, pose as a friend, but really work as a spy, or as, you know,
False prophets.
yeah. And it's like that part when you act like you're looking out, you try to appear like you're looking out, but you're really trying to jam me in the back, or you like
Agents.
like I want to that part right there. That's what really causes me to like want to snap their neck, like snap their head right off their fucking neck.
But
a lot of folks doing espionage in these spaces as agents.
Oh, that's facts. That's facts. But see, here go the one overriding benefit of being a real motherfucker who operate in the truth. None of that shit will affect you at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, take me for example. I challenge any motherfucker. No disrespect. No, I ain't calling y'all motherfuckers, but including you, Ice and Ray, all you people in the chat, and anybody who listening on the playback. Go find something about me that motherfuckers say that ain't consistent. You ain't gonna find it. And
it's true.
You know, motherfuckers, that's how motherfuckers should be. You know, as black men, we just gotta do better, man. I can't make motherfuckers do better. I can want it.
A lot of folk got inconsistencies.
You know, motherfuckers really gotta step up. You understand what I'm saying? Within themselves. And say to themselves, you know, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this commitment and see it through. And if it don't work out, I'm going to just let it die. I'm going to walk away from it. Wash my hands. I'm done. See, that's what niggas don't know how to do. You know, niggas don't know how to have a disagreement and not be disagreeable. Niggas don't know how to have a disagreement, say what it is they got to say, and move the fuck on. And
yeah, forget about coming to an agreement.
Yeah, as a almost 50-year-old guy, like I said, and as a black man, I feel like I got a responsibility to black men who younger than me. That's part of my purpose, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm going to do whatever the fuck I can to try to combat that. Will it work? I don't know. It remains to be seen. But when I go the fuck away from here, I'll be able to go away from this motherfucker with a clear conscience, knowing that I did what the fuck I came here to do.
Yeah, I can respect that.
That's my cosmic assignment. Niggas want purpose. What's your life about? You know what I'm saying?
It's true. That's true.
2021 niggas is still crabs in the barrel. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. No shade. No hate. But truth be told, niggas still got that same mentality. That's why I said niggas got a special kind of ego.
Yeah.
A special kind of ego. And what we fail to realize is that other groups of people prey on that. That's why we at where we at. And niggas don't want to be honest. You know, just like this conversation that we men is having, you know what I'm saying, collectively about these women. We don't want to be honest. These women won't fucking submit to us because we already all in submission to white people. How the fuck's he gonna submit to you and you already in the submission to another motherfucking man? See, niggas don't want to have that conversation because then niggas got to be accountable for not being men.
Exactly.
Nigga. Now, copy that. Hit you niggas with the crossover.
AI.
And it ain't nothing artificial about it. It's authentic intelligence.
Exactly. Exactly. But
Yeah, so niggas don't want to have the real conversations. You know, niggas want to talk about bitches because it's easy.
Exactly.
It's like I said, it's easy for niggas to bicker with other niggas, but niggas ain't gonna go bicker with the motherfucking white man. Let's have that conversation.
Or they're scared.
Yeah, because see, niggas seem to think that the only form of warfare is with bombs and bullets. Nah, your mentality is the first weapon of war. Niggas need to go back and read The Art of War, bro.
Exactly.
But
I was gonna say, you got any final thoughts? I mean, final message.
Yeah, man. I think that as men, us content creators specifically, particularly black men, because I'm a black man, you know, we have a responsibility to ourselves, other content creators, and to our audience. It's not a good look, you know what I'm saying, when we out here bickering back and forth like the women that some of us complain about. You know, it's in my estimation, it ain't a good look. You know, I feel like we got an opportunity with this internet shit, this content creation shit, to really do some epic shit. Now, will that happen? I don't know. It could. For motherfuckers that's interested. You know what I'm saying? But I think that if motherfuckers miss this opportunity, it could very well be the last. Because the way I see shit unfolding in this world right now, a lot of people think that they think this white supremacy shit going away, but it ain't. At least not tomorrow. So I'm still on my job trying to figure out how to eliminate it. That's what the fuck I'm here for. I'm not here to fight with other black people because I don't have a problem with other black people. We all in the same boat, literally and figuratively. We even came over here and won, allegedly, as the story goes. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, it looked like two slaves at the bottom of the boat arguing about who the better slave. Nigga, wake up. Good morning, niggas. In 7 more minutes, East Coast time.
Indeed.
Yeah, that's those are my final thoughts, man. I think niggas could do better. I really do.
Indeed. You definitely gave me some thoughts for the mind. You know what I'm saying? On my end, you know, what I can do with that. I can definitely take that. I would say not only just one day at a time, but really just one hour.
Yeah, I mean, think of it like this. Just think of it like this, man. You know what I'm saying? You upgrading yourself. You know what I'm saying? You improving your character as a man. Because like I said, once upon a time, you know what I'm saying, I'll partook in the same type of behavior. So, you know, that to say that I can identify. And I struggle with the shit too. That's why I came out and publicly stated, I'm not finna argue with none of these niggas. I ain't got time or the desire to do something. If niggas want to talk about me, go ahead. Please enjoy yourself. Talk about me all you want to. It's free advertisement for me. I appreciate it, even if it's hate. Only thing I want to know is what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
That's it. Because actions speak louder than words.
True indeed.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, that's my thoughts, man. But
Yeah.
as always, you know, I appreciate the invitation.
Hey man,
I appreciate you you know, opening up the floor for me to come and share
indeed, man.
my thoughts, you know, with your audience.
Indeed, man. It's always a blessing to have you here, man. You know what I'm saying? And to share those thoughts, you know. And you definitely gave me something. You know what I'm saying? You always give me something to think about. But like this right here, be like it was just like, you know, this was it was profound in a sense, like it's really like really relative right now, like to the actual. I can't even say, like, even what I said before, I was like, in the beginning I was like, yeah, it's a struggle, but then after a while it wasn't a struggle. Struggle was like when you just fight against it. Now I kind of see where it can kind of get a bit out of hand. I've gotten better with it, but I still need to do better with it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I personally, man, you know, I ain't trying to get pigeonholed in regards to my content, which is why I don't just talk about women. Because, you know, that shit, you'll get burnt out on that. Which is why I just don't talk about esoteric shit, because you'll get burnt out on that.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why I don't just talk about, you know, any specific subject, because I ain't trying to get burnt out. I'm trying to have a conversation, period. An exchange of ideas. Let's see what the fuck we could create. You know what I'm saying? When we put the mental power into the shit. Not let's see who could hate the most.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's a never ending goddamn story. It'll go on forever. You heard of the Hatfields and the McCoys?
Yep.
All them niggas dead. We still talking about that shit. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
The legacy that you want?
Nah. Not at all.
That's what I'm saying. And then, you know, very importantly, or you know, or more importantly, or just as important, you know, we have to take our listeners into consideration, even our business associates, because they go see that. You know, everything you do on the net, nigga, is you digitized for life. On every level. You don't believe me? Pull out your ID card, nigga. Pull out your Social Security card. Pull out your bank card. Pull out your cell phone. Pull out your bill. You're digitized for life. In the Matrix already. Let me show you how to moonwalk in this motherfucker. But yeah, that's it, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. So the next time, fellas, you know, definitely blessings and peace, and you know, be vigilant and really see, as you see, like, you know, how I basically, you know, can, you know, present, okay, an area where I need to, you know, work on, you know. See, that means you're never too sharp. You never have it all the way. You know what I'm saying? It's still an area. And that's something I feel as though that I need to, you know, really put, you know, some serious, you know, not just thought, but some effort towards that. You know, I think brother Ray, I think I'm gonna add more. Tell him we gotta yeah, we about to be done. But you got a final thought though, brother?
Just real quick.
Oh yeah.
Just real quick. I don't mean to cut you off, Ray, but just real quick. What you just said, Ice, is a demonstration and an example for guys to refer back to of what it fucking mean to be a man. You mean to stand up and be fucking accountable. Good and the bad. That's what the fuck being a man mean. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of motherfuckers ain't men because a lot of motherfuckers is as unaccountable as these motherfucking women. Truth be told.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Appreciate that. My bad, Ray.
Oh, you good, man. Yeah, I was just gonna say most of these dudes let these females tell them what a real man is. And yeah, you should be trying to get to a higher plane, a higher dimension. So, until a guy wants more, he won't be more. Pretty much that's all I have to say on that.
Agreed.
Indeed. All right, fellas, until next time. And definitely, enjoy the playback. And, if you got on late, and, like, share, comment. And until next time.
Peace.
Peace.